to Knucklehead Comics Tuesday. It's fucking Tuesday. We got Lay in the building. We got Cap in the building. Cabs can't make it tonight, but he's here in spirit on Lay.
My man, just chilling, brother, chilling.
What's up, Cap? How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Is that and the father goes shamefully? That's my son. And the other guy goes shamefully. Orion goes, that's my father. Choose fear and hate to run your life. Something you can't do. That was wrong with me from the beginning. I was doing it that way. I was gonna go down that path. I worried.
You thought it was Grayson?
Sorry, got hurt. It's like not him. Not him.
Crack his brain for somebody, anybody that can help, and remembers. Freeze.
The media.
Randall Savage.
Randall Savage. With his knowledge and all other shit and his capacity to learn.
Absolutely.
This is the only vegan I'll ever eat is grilled chicken wings, because that's like vegan to me. You know what I'm saying? Because the chicken wings are supposed to be fried, but you grill the chicken wings, you put it in some sauce, and give it some blue cheese.
Is vegan.
That's vegan. Like regular moo cow fuck milk, put it in some Honey Nut Cheerios, vegan, because Honey Nut Cheerios is good for your heart. You know what I'm saying? And I steal the question from Cabs.
I got it right.
I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal.
You're too late.
Wow.
I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right. And I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go! Yeah! Let's go! Here I go, I get lit, I get hyped for this shit! That's right.
Word. He be like, I got a left elbow and a right elbow. I can break your face with an any elbow. Make sure that you get elbowed in your elbow with an elbow. Got the arm ball, get the phone ball, get around with the bomb with the bomb ball.
Daddy's gonna take you to Jersey Shore.
It is Tuesday night, and you know what that means is Knucklehead Comics. We're living in a world where we're gonna be in Wakanda forever, and if we move, we're going to a multiverse, and that's gonna be full of madness. And there might be some Spider-Men that can't find their way home, but it's all right because we got WandaVision to get Loki season 2 out this motherfucker. If you are lost at night, just look at the moon, baby, because Werewolf at Night is coming out, and there's Freaks at Night. So do this for me. Listen to what we say, because we are 3 complete G's and we know everything there is about the MCU. So you can see your way to shutting the fuck up so we can tell y'all the good shit about Phase 5, because we tired of this shit, baby.
Y'all not gonna believe me, but that was freestyle.
Facts.
My man probably just thought about that shit on the spot.
Facts.
Y'all gotta stop hating on my man's bars already. For real.
Yeah, and y'all not gonna believe me. He's got a teleprompter in front of him.
No.
I can't read. Coach, what's going on? I see there's a lot of fucking people who's sitting here watching. Say some shit in the chat. Shut the fuck up about the topic, but talk to us in the chat.
If you're lurking, at least let us know you lurking.
Word, you know what I'm saying? There you go.
There it is. Oh, look at this.
Hey, howdy.
Liberty Witcher. Cool name.
Word.
Cool name. Unless it's Liberty Twitcher.
With the Halloween mask.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just peeped that.
We just finished watching The Witcher. That's what it was.
Yeah. Some Witcher. Well, I mean, I can't even say Witcher hype anymore because Lord knows what's going to happen next season. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna try to be positive and see. It looks so bad. It looks. Oh,
Yo, I tell you, we're being positive on this show.
about the MCU, everything else can get it.
No.
Yeah, yo, it's fucking time.
Everything else can get it.
I'm gonna be positive all around.
Yeah,
Fucking thing sucks.
I think it was in episode 5, either 5 or no, I'm sorry. What was it? 6, 7, and 8 were the last 3, right? So it was either 6 or 7. Something happened, and I was like, I popped. I was like, oh shit, that was fucking cool.
yeah. I was so. This was a really like season 2 stumbled a bit of The Witcher. Season 3 was great.
I'm not gonna lie. There was a lot of me that it was very hard for it to hold my attention. So when shit happened, I was like, "This is happening now. When the fuck did this happen?"
The thing about Witcher expects you to know a lot of the lingo and the names. I think it was more importantly than ever. It might have been a good idea to watch a recap before going to 3.
Yeah,
There was some shit that I had to like Google and like, wait, what was that? Who is this person? Fringilla, where you been at? Like, yeah, it was crazy, but I enjoyed it overall for what it was. I thought Yennefer was top tier. I like seeing Ciri. I like seeing Ciri the Witcher more than Ciri the Witch, or Ciri the Sorceress, or Ciri the Princess. My favorite Ciri is when she's just being a Witcher. Like I said before, I like how she holds her sword downwards like Geralt. Like the handles here and the swords down here. She's very Geralt with. I love that shit. Love it.
I tell you one thing though, the Witcher made me excited to see if they ever did it. Henry Cavill as Batman.
I mean, yeah, The Witcher, the Geralt of Rivia is just fantasy Batman. He's fantasy Batman. Yeah, I could totally see that. Henry Cavill, would that be a spit in the face to all Superman fans everywhere?
No, to be honest with you, that would pay homage to the fucking cartoon. I kept saying, yo, Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent look a lot alike.
They look the damn same.
Like, there's only one way to draw a white man.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you got strapping Lex Luthor over there, bald head, great skin, just glistening, bro.
Yeah, but
these two basic white boys over here.
I guarantee you make Lex Luthor a shade lighter and throw some hair on him. Clark Kent,
yeah. There's that dude who posted a Instagram clip about Dragon Ball, and he removed all of the characters' hair. It's just the same face over and over again. And then you just leave it bald and paint them green, and then it's just Piccolo.
So who's that? Krillin?
Yeah.
Are they all Krillin?
They're all no. Krillin actually has a pretty different face because he's missing a nose.
Yeah.
And he got the little dots. He's actually like Team Gohan, Goku, Vegeta. It's all the same face.
Yo, Dick Cameron got a mind of his own.
It does. It's like moving. I don't know what's going on.
The ghost you're living with is like, we like to get this from
hold on, give me one quick sec. I got you. What's happening here?
Yo, while you're doing that, speaking of the same, I just read a thing where if you go back and watch the first Toy Story, when Andy's friends show up for his party, they just copied and pasted Andy over and over again. So it's all just him.
That makes sense.
Like different outfits.
You know where I learned that kind of stuff goes down? In that movie Grandma's Boy, when they're trying to like find like shortcuts to like video games. I mean, I always knew that like you could use the same character over and over, just change the color. Yeah. But like now that shit, like there's so much stuff that they do to like cut corners and shit. It's annoying.
Blame Mortal Kombat. One dude in a ninja outfit and just change the color of that shit.
And he knew all of those because they did fight somewhat different. They had like a few different moves, but still.
Yeah. One is ice, one is fire, one is smoke, one is green. Like
the slide kick, the Sub-Zero slide kick is always going to be a staple for me, which is just a It's just like a flying kick on the ground.
Yeah,
With a little like ice behind it. Yeah.
Yo,
the
speaking
cheese
of
kick.
Mortal Kombat, the new Mortal Kombat 1 is looking amazing.
It looks I'm like all fightered out. I've been doing a lot of Street Fighter. I actually stopped Street Fighter and went to Final Fantasy 16. Mortal Kombat looked a little slow out the gate, but I feel like they're finding their footing. It looked slow out the gate, and I was like,
But
what
you
the
mean
hell?
like the movements?
Yeah, the animation looks slow.
Yeah, they fixed that.
Yeah, and they've addressed that already. And I was like, congrats, guys. It's looking solid now.
Wait, they came out already?
No, matter of fact, they just sent me the thing. The beta
Yeah,
is
so
starting like in a couple of weeks or something, or maybe next week.
betas is out.
Yeah, I think this weekend actually. Which I have because I pre-ordered the thing.
Beta.
Damn, son, I'm upset that you can't get Baldur's Gate. Yo, Baldur's Gate 3, highest rated PC game on Metacritic.
Yeah, we're supposed to stay positive. This
About the MCU Phase 5.
I'm waiting for it to come out on PS5. I could cop it on PC, but I'm kind of like you. Like I love my PC, and I play games on my PC, but I don't know. I just feel comfortable on my console. And I know the PC elites are hearing me now. Like, bro, you got a rig that could play these games in full 8K, whatever, and you decide to play on a console. I'm like, yes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I can technically download the beta now.
Yeah.
Shit.
The last
Gotham Knights. I had a blast with Gotham Knights, but I don't suggest Gotham Knights to anybody. If you played Marvel's Avengers, then you kind of got the gist of Gotham Knights. I would say Gotham Knights is actually a little worse than Marvel's Avengers. Yeah.
Yo, if you guys want a good, solid Marvel superhero game, Midnight Suns.
Caveat, if you don't want to play tactical card combat, I would stay away. But that game is mentally stimulating and cool to play at the end of it.
I'll tell you right now, at the beginning, it felt like, all right, tactical card combat. At the end, it just felt like combat.
Yeah, it just flows. It just flows.
Once you get into the swing of it, it just feels like you're in the fight, fighting everybody. It's fucking good.
And shout out to Michael J. White doing the voice of Blade. That was him, right?
Yep.
Yo.
Shout out to. Here's how immersive I am, because in this game you get to make your own character.
Love that.
The hunter. And I put myself in it, so I'm not listening to the dialogue. I'm reading it as myself, putting my own voice in it.
Oh yeah.
It took me a week, and my boy telling me that Matthew Mercer, the guy who DMs Critical Role, the guy every DM wants to be, voices that character. And the whole time I'm sitting here like, shut up, professional, let me do it.
They do tons of video game work. They're so good. Speaking of that, I want to keep it positive, but I keep seeing so much like good Baldur's Gate stuff, bro. I'm gonna have to tell you to just like, I mean, obviously you're gonna patiently wait until it's on the Xbox. It'll be there soon, so don't worry.
It's gonna be there like in 2024.
I mean, we're close to 2024. You're good. It'll be there. I mean, yeah, bro. It is freaking. It's about to be September.
We're closer to 2022.
Tech, and I see what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But, bro, trust me, that shit will come out of nowhere. I can't wait for you. I want, like, weekly updates. I want clips of you playing that game. Because, bro, what I've been hearing about people and, like, their stories and how they're playing it and how they're going about this game, Like Baldur's Gate just came out of nowhere. People are talking about like easy game of the year.
Yeah.
Which is absurd. In a year where we had Street Fighter 6, Final Fantasy 16, Diablo 4, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, I get it. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Baldur's Gate just comes out of nowhere talking about, and we still got Spider-Man 2 coming up. We got Starfield coming up.
We got Lords of the Fallen, which is also
the reboot. Is that a reboot?
It's a requel.
Okay.
The reboot sequel type.
The reboot sequel. Gotcha. But that shit came out of nowhere too.
Everything I'm seeing about that, I'm fucking hype beyond hype. Because it's essentially Elden Ring.
It's a Souls game.
But you get to co-op play the entire game.
I don't mean to bore anybody here, but this is the best time to be a gamer in a long time. It's the best time to be a gamer in a while. So
and the developers are shitting their little panties because of Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. Hochi,
their argument is
you want Knights of the Old Republic?
Fucking game.
Well, true. Hochi, you want Knights of the Old Republic? Just get Baldur's Gate. It's D&D related. You got to roll a dice. But that's legit Knights of the Old Republic. Facts. Now, if we could get a new Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, that'd also be nice. I was a huge fan of those games. I'll see if I can recommend something like that. But anyways, sorry, the video game talk. No. You know I'm bad. So let's go ahead and start this off.
All right. So I was thinking more to do all of Phase 4 and 5. Not
Facts.
We can do 4. We can do 4.
Yeah, we'll do 4 and 5.
All right, we want to start it off with with what kicked off this train to Midsville and
Midsville.
Go to the Eternals.
Is this where the bad stuff starts? It starts with Eternals.
Well, that's only where I'm putting it because Shang-Chi was clearly good.
Shang-Chi was good.
Like we can't there's no point to talk about Shang-Chi because I don't think anybody said anything bad about it.
Yeah, I know what this is about. So we could obviously we could highlight Shang-Chi, but obviously like the title says, has there been too much hate on the MCU? And we're gonna focus on some of the positives. That doesn't mean that we can't be a little negative and still point out some stuff. I mean, Henry Cavill. Now, granted, this could be misconstrued, or not misconstrued. That there's more to this. Henry Cavill said that a lot of the times when fandoms get toxic, it's usually because it's passion, right? Now, granted, that can get crazy, but I feel like I don't know if I've heard of any death threats to Kevin Feige or anything like that. So I think yet. I don't. Yeah. You got about another show or two, bro. You do.
Finally, Mr. Feige is still untouchable.
Yeah.
Right now. People are they're not mad at him, and he's supposed to be the one steering the ship.
So
damn, the Quan came in hard.
I'm not expecting anything else. Still, Ty, legendary video, bro. I've been talking about that video all week. That shit was fucking hilarious, bro. Thank you so much for doing that. It's good to see your face.
Word.
Yeah.
I can't believe you kidnapped that man.
Fucking, what's the movie with the lady that she puts the brick in between homie's legs, the writer?
Oh, Misery.
Yeah, that shit. But I still think I don't think, has Marvel gotten toxic, the fandom? Has it gotten nasty and has it gotten rude and vicious because they expect more? Is it too much hate? I think some of it is warranted though, right?
Yeah. I think we gotta parse out like just fandom being angry because their expectations are not met
Yeah.
and true toxic fandom.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
There's what do you call it? Jose pointed out that Star Wars has the most toxic fandom. Yeah,
You would know.
the regular fan base is sitting here like, yo, Obi-Wan was a bait and switch. It's not exactly what we wanted. But the toxic fandoms are like that little girl's fault who played Princess Leia, or
The black woman.
the fucking
Yeah,
I forget her name, but the lady who played the Inquisitor.
Exactly.
Like going after her and her, like that shit is separate. That's not passionate fans. That's just fucking idiots who get to also say the word fan.
Yeah.
So we gotta parse that out because shit, by the original premise, then we would have been toxic here on this show.
True.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, we're not toxic. I would say that like if anything, we've been excited and we see the good. It's just obviously, you know my sense. I've been saying it forever. Like the MCU has always been ebb and flows. But I can also see where you guys are coming from, where it's like, well, damn, we've been doing this for 15 years. Shouldn't we just like have it nailed already? Shouldn't we have it down packed? And what do you think? What do you think it is?
I don't think at this point it's toxic, the MCU thing. I think a lot of it's hate or disappointment.
I would say
in it is because of they're not fully answering questions. Everything is left with a caveat. Everything is left with, so what now? Like, why didn't this shit say something about this? Like, we have so many questions and they're just giving us more questions. And at one point, it's like, all right, can you explain something? And I think I got a little bit of some positivity coming from, these phases that maybe we overlooked because they left us with these questions. Sure. And we're expecting them to answer these questions expeditiously and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just like,
do you feel that they answered questions quicker before? And in what way?
I think we didn't have as many questions. I think we didn't have as many questions. Mm-hmm. Or not that. They didn't answer the questions quicker. But instead of for it being questions, they gave us anticipation. Where it's like, yo, they're leading to the Avengers. Yeah. But most people were like, are they leading? But we knew. We was like, yo, they gotta go to the Avengers here. They gotta do this here. Now it's just like, but what about the giant fucking hand? How did Scar happen? Like, I thought this was a lawyer show. Like, what's that beacon in the fucking space? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Rhodey was a Skrull since when? Like, what the fuck did Eternals need to happen for? Why is Blade being fucking...
And also part of that is that there's just too much to catch up on now, too much to watch. So, like, it's 10 times the questions.
Yes.
Whereas before... we had 2 to 3 movies to just chit chat about.
Yeah.
Now that we're in the multiverse and there's, Sony's included now and this shit's included. And we actually bought in movies from other universes. And now we have all of these shows. And it's like, bro, I think people they don't care about caring.
Nah. And the thing is, like, what we all agree on is that the parts of these phases that really don't connect to anything but just the solo movies, the solo shows, are the best shows we got. Werewolf by Night, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, people are anticipating Loki season 2 to be fucking awesome. Like, a lot of the shit that was just standalone, Hawkeye, a lot of the shit that was just standalone was the best thing they did.
But in that regard, I do feel like some of the stuff can't be standalone, like Quantumania. I feel like that deserves more.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like that example is the reason why, because there's no questions to be answered there. It's all like, all right, we're learning with you, we're watching. You know what I'm saying? But then
no, go ahead, go.
But like I was saying, it's like, with that being said, there are things that's a positive here that maybe it's the negatives are outweighing the positives because we're so used to the negative. Right now, we're almost DC in this shit, where it's like we're wanting these movies to be end game level so bad that if they gave us a normal fucking movie, it's horrible. Where DC is like, we want this movie to just be at least good, and they give us a mediocre movie, and this shit is horrible. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny? I was gonna come in here and say that one of the most positive things about the MCU is that it's not DC.
Yes.
Like, I mean, at the end of the day, fans have been lost. You know, we've had people grow up in these last 15 years, quite frankly. If you was watching Iron Man in high school, you are now a grown-up with bills, maybe kids.
Yeah, you own money in his taxes.
Think about that. Just think about that. And then throughout this pandemic, like shit, like we came out totally different from that pandemic, fam.
Yeah.
At least a lot of people did. So there's a lot. So at the end of the day, it kind of reminds me of like Jay-Z. I mentioned it the other day. There's been a lot of weird discourse on Jay-Z. Like Jay-Z ain't hold it down for summers. Like Jay-Z ain't give us some of the best entertainment of all time. Like Jay-Z ain't got 3 albums off the top of my head that could be in the top 10. But has Jay-Z lost a step? You know what I'm saying? Like, have we gotten to a point where we expect too much of Jay-Z? And I know that's exactly what we're talking about here. But one of the things that I say about Jay-Z in a positive light is that, bro, he's been able to survive all of these phases of rap and hip hop, from the 80s to when he was rapping fast, to all of the street shit or the slow down stuff of the 90s, 2000, where he got like with Beyonce and started making business move, to where now he's a fucking billionaire. What do you think Jay-Z's gonna do? You think he's gonna still keep rapping in the hallways? You think he's gonna talk about selling drugs and shit? So one positive about Marvel that I say off the bat is the fact that we are still here. We're still going. I read an article the other day. So funny you mentioned the computers at work, Cap, right? Well, I think you said that off stream.
Yeah.
So I don't know how this happened, but my work laptop, when I open it, the Bing, it automatically opens Bing. And I haven't changed it because it literally just knows what I want. It shows me video game stuff, sports stuff, and yo, Leon, you see what I'm saying? It's crazy.
This is supposed to be fucking positive.
No, it's fine. I don't understand where that shit is coming from. Jay-Z is garbage. It's crazy. If you like Nas over Jay-Z, I could hear that. But Jay-Z garbage? I'm telling you, this world is nuts. But so it shows me that, and it shows me Marvel, and it shows me, you know, what I like, even without me even touching it, which is weird. That's how you know these fucking computers are dead ass listening.
Yeah.
And one of the articles said, the MCU isn't dead, but it sure isn't alive. So it's like, you know, I was like, you know what? You're right. We're here. Are we vibrant? Are we loud? Are we flashy as before? No, but we're still here.
I think we're at the stage of our marriage where we're on different pages.
And it's okay. We can fix that.
Yeah.
And how do we do that? Talking.
Yep.
Talking. Communication.
Yeah.
Communication is how we do that.
You know what I think? You hit on something. The early days, a lot of things were, so the whole question thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
There were less, like you said, less questions back then. More questions now. But everything back then was set up.
Yeah.
Well, it needed to be. We were in the early stages. Now, in phase 5, Multiverse of Madness, Quantumania shouldn't have been set up. They should have been tie-ins.
The thing. It should have been the thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't need this. We don't need to set up anymore. We pretty much get it. Because I don't know if you know this, but Marvel, you've explained to us what the fuck multiverses are already.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that the fake explanation in Spider-Man.
Get ready for Loki too.
Yeah, like we know. So you don't need incursions. One line of an incursion, cool. But all right, we're trying to stay positive, but just in this vein here, when Doctor Strange goes to that other world where everything's like melting into each other, I mean, is that the best example of what an incursion is? Because that didn't seem like a problem to be fixed. It just seemed like another place you went to.
Yeah,
They're like a outworld.
it seemed like a multiverse. It just
Yeah.
seemed like a bad universe. But I mean, that's what they were going for, a universe where an incursion has happened. But what we're saying is that we get it. Like, and we've been saying this even when we started this. We're like, yo, Marvel, you don't got another 10 years. You don't got another 15 years. People are not going to give you that. People are not about to give you another 15 to set up any baddie. So we knew it needed to be done in 5 years. And through COVID.
So let's point this out. Comic book people on this podcast, people listening, we are conditioned for multi-year runs, for bi-weekly drops, for monthly drops, for yearly, annual. Like, we are conditioned for issue after issue, wait for the next issue. We are conditioned to, we have the overall picture. But if you want to know what happened in this panel, go to that comic and read that to tie in. The general crowd, like Show and all of his people, they're not. And this has been an undertaking that they've never seen before. Because the only other franchise I can think of with as many movies is James Bond. But what does James Bond do? They get an actor, they give him 3 to 6 movies, then they move on. They get a new actor, they start again, and he gets his set of movies. It's not 23 or 25 James Bond movies that interconnect, and this one goes here, and this. Like, this is a big undertaking that you're asking a general audience to do in a medium in which they're not used to doing that.
But he's all right. So let's start getting into some positive, right?
We have been.
No. I mean, like, because I've been holding back my examples of what I think.
Me too. Me too. I wanted to do the opening first and then get into it.
Yeah.
Because he actually like kicked off one of my positives. I'll go after you.
No. Go ahead.
No.
If he kicked it off, go ahead, because I don't want to change the subject to it.
Well, no, it's just what he said about like it being the multiverse and Marvel keeping it interconnected and all of that. I feel like one of the best things we've gotten, because Marvel is Marvel, and it's funny I'm going to say this because of Cap, but I think one of the best things we got was No Way Home. When it comes to like straight up positives, like I know a lot of people like to shit on No Way Home, like, oh, the only reason that movie was good was because of the nostalgia and bringing in these guys, and if it wasn't for all of that stuff, then No Way Home is trash. Well, first of all, if it wasn't for all of that, then they're just going to tell a different No Way Home story.
There wouldn't have been a movie. So
we wouldn't have known. It could have been something completely different. So don't say that. I think it's a moot point, really. Because and on to piggyback on that, the fact that it is Marvel and the fact that they have done this crazy thing with these interconnected stories and this fucking 15 years of massive amount of content and new fans and old fans and revitalizing people's careers and all of that. I feel like they're the only ones that can do it. I mean, DC tried, and I'm not gonna say it was a train wreck, but was it as successful as Marvel? No.
Nah, because DC started the fight in the fucking 11th round and wanted to go to the decision.
Yeah, facts. Yo, Ty, that would have been great. If No Way Home didn't do so, all right. But that's exactly what I'm saying, right, Ty? People say, oh, No Way Home was only good because of these guys. If it wasn't for these guys, it would have been trash. if it wouldn't have been for these guys and they would have just gone with Craven, I'd have been like, shit. But they can't though because of Sony.
Yeah. So real quick.
No, good.
The positive
Yeah.
with no, I get it. With let's say WandaVision, Multiverse of Madness, No Way Home, and Thor: Love and Thunder.
Whoa. You don't have to lie either.
No,
No,
dude,
I'm not lying. I'm not lying.
I have some positives for that movie.
The positive with those movies
They're
are
gonna make me negative today, y'all.
the fact that we got magic is a key
Cool.
to the multiverse.
Cool. I like it. Yep.
It's also a key to the timeline.
Sure.
And with the magic, they have explained in basically a over our head type of way to connect every single Marvel entity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now when we sit there and go, how would they connect the original 2 Fantastic Four movies to Marvel? They did it already.
Yeah.
They already did it.
I see what you're saying.
They connected every single X-Men movie to Marvel. They connected the Spider-Verse to Marvel. You know what I'm saying?
Which is legit what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
they're able to bring in all that extra shit just because they're the MCU.
Yeah.
Yes.
And with that explanation of that, they've done it now.
Yes.
And with people being able to tap into multiple dimensions, it also brings in not a multiverse, but the dimension shit. So now this is where everybody says there's too much content. I'm starting to think there's not enough. Because when you have multiple dimensions, think about this. All of these TV shows and all of these movies will truly be a universe of Marvel. They don't necessarily have to connect.
They weren't supposed to.
Yo, what the fuck is this nigga talking about?
Nah, when Faustos, because he was, he let the, he made that thing which led to the atom
nigga,
bomb.
we ain't talking about Eternals. Shut up. Didn't I say in the intro of this shit, shut the fuck up when I'm talking? God damn it, Taquan, listen. Nigga. Shit.
That was a funny comment, though.
Yeah, we ain't talking about the fucking Eternals. Anyway,
he didn't mean to make an atom bomb. They weren't supposed to interfere, bro.
So with all of this stuff, we get a plethora of ideas now. So you can have outside sources. You can have your demon shit with Ghost Rider and Blade and all that other stuff in one section.
Which we're still waiting for.
That we're all watching that necessarily doesn't need to connect with the MCU. You can have other universes of Spider-Man and its own thing that doesn't connect with the MCU. You can have all these things at once that doesn't connect with shit. We got gods. We got Norse gods. We got fucking universal gods. We got multiverse gods. We got time traveling gods. We got all these gods. I don't expect fucking Moon Knight's god to go fucking fight an Eternal. But I do expect to see him again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what encompasses a whole universe. Right now, what we have is a Marvel, what is that thick ass comic that you get? It's a hardcover. We have a Marvel graphic novel version of movies.
Yeah.
It's where they're using multiple parts to tell multiple stories, and when you watch it all together, it's your graphic novel. But the whole universe will be all those separate comics that you can throw in there. And if you wanted to, you can connect it with one fucking thread.
Yeah. Which is cool when it comes to all that multiverse stuff. But I can see, and just like in the comics, some of the multiverse shit doesn't always land. It's tough to keep up. One of the main things that happened, one of the craziest things, in my opinion, has happened with Marvel, where the casual person is going home and Googling shit. That's incredible to me, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like people who were never into, maybe they read some comics back in the day, maybe they watched some of the TV shows, but they've been out for a minute. Maybe they were out at the beginning of the MCU and just joined up with Thanos because Thanos brought in a lot of people. Infinity War and Endgame and Civil War, that beautiful
All the
phase
wars.
3 stretch, right? That beautiful phase 3 stretch brought in a lot of new folks. So to have them Googling, yo, who's Moon Knight? You know what I'm saying? That definitely like started getting crazy, and maybe we started appeasing to too many different people, whatever. But I think it's really kind of crazy to think, like, people coming up to me, yo, John, so, what do you think about this? And I'm like, bro, first of all, you're my colleague. We've never even spoken once, and let alone about this. But since you asked, just fucking go off, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool. That's another, like, cool thing that I wanted to mention. Phase 4 and Phase 5 have brought in just all around new people that haven't even been here at all, and the end of Phase 3, really. But mostly, like, to see all these new people in Phase 4 talking and asking questions and Googling, and, people who jump in the podcast and be like, yo, Cabs, I didn't stay for long, but I heard you say this or whatever. Like, I like that stuff.
Also, before Cap goes, the one thing about Phase 4 and 5 is they changed the tempo of Marvel. Because if you think about it, Thor was somebody trying to prove himself. Iron Man was somebody trying to prove himself. Captain America, somebody that wanted to prove that he was who he was. You know what I'm saying? There was
he wanted to prove that he was still himself.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's kind of like our era of us growing up. It was like we had to prove that we were better than what people thought we were. And nowadays, it's a bunch of people that are misguided, that are looking for a reason to be better than who they are.
Yeah.
With Miss Marvel, with Shang-Chi, with Moon Knight.
That's a great point.
You know what I'm saying? So this is a whole new generation of people that can come in now, and maybe that's why most people don't connect with them. But to see those stories, like Kate Bishop, she's one of those. She trained, she wanted to be an Avenger, all this other shit. And the minute it came, that she was like, hold up, all right, let's fucking jump straight into it. There was no real hesitation, because this generation doesn't really have that whole maybe I'm not good enough shit, because they think they're good enough now. You know what I'm saying?
That's what we're missing. Avengers movies.
Yes,
and I get it. I get it. Multiverse of Madness, and what else? What else could be considered an Avengers movie in these last 2 phases?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
And look at how great that was.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll tell you this. And I'm gonna read that title. Hold on. Look, and I don't want to say nothing. I don't want to say nothing. I know a lot of people. I know the Screen Crush and the new rock stars. I know they're always calling people out, like, oh, y'all just be watching our shit and regurgitating. When we do that here, when we talk about them, we shout them out. But sometimes we just say shit without even seeing their shit. So let's relax.
I don't have your shit on a fucking daily rotation.
You feel me? Like, yeah. Like, I'm not jotting notes down to come over here.
It is possible for 2 people in 2 separate places to have the same or similar ideas. Hence, pyramids in Egypt and pyramid temples in Mexico.
You feel me? So, like, chill. But I had said, like, with Secret Invasion, when Secret Invasion came out, the first thing I said, yo, this is too small. This is too small. Yeah. Like, this needs to be like an arc or. And then another thing that I said, I was like, yo, that's the one thing about this phase, bro. Like, which is what Secret Invasion made me realize so much. Like, bro, we're dying for an Avengers movie. I need some Avengers. I need double moves. I need, that scene in Guardians, the hallway scene, No Sleep Till Brooklyn. Like, that was a great scene. We got to see these guys working together. Like, and this guy, again, he said it. He was like, yo, we're missing Avengers movies from this phase. And then he just put out another video. And that video came out not too long ago. We've been said this. But he was like, yo, Secret Invasion should have just been a movie. And it's like, yeah. Secret Invasion could have just been a flick. Or 2, a 2-3 movie arc, bro. Nothing crazy. Like, and not for nothing. You know what would have been really cool? We could have ended Phase 4 or maybe began Phase 5 with a Young Avengers movie. Let's get the dynamic back. That team dynamic. We're missing it. I mean, I know Eternals was a team, but were they really a team?
No.
They were built that way, right?
Yeah. Not to bring in any negativity, but I just want
we have to be realistic.
Yeah,
realistic.
I would like to make this point for the people that you're referring to, just in case if they see this and they think, oh, we're just regurgitating what they say. We don't need it to be a movie. We just need it to be 6-hour-long episodes.
Or that.
So that way you can explain things. Also, it would have been nice to have somebody in the movie at an extra scene turn into a scroll. Maybe,
one more scroll. One more.
Something where it connects, where it's like they reference Spider-Man and how
he shoots webs out of his asses.
What's his name was with Mysterio. And then the guy that was giving Mysterio all this information was a Skrull. And you know what I'm saying? Like something.
Mysterio being a Skrull would have been excellent.
Because how do you know about how do you know so much about space and all? You can't make shit like that up. You know what I'm saying?
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
Obviously, y'all said what y'all said about Maria Hill dying, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys made great points. We all came to a nice conclusion at the end of that argument. Would you have been okay if Maria was a Skrull instead? Would that have been better for you?
Yes.
Now that I literally said it to myself 2 minutes ago, and I was like, yeah, that would have made more sense.
There's a problem with that.
I mean, of course,
she's a white woman.
No. The problem with that is at the end of Far From Home, it was already revealed that Maria Hill was being played by Talos' wife.
So maybe we could have. Maybe
that
she could have.
Would have been.
It would have been weird. It would have been confusing, but maybe we could be like, "Yo, she was just that the whole time."
Yo, you know. To be honest with you,
I think I would have double scroll.
I would have loved if she was a fucking live model decoy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Not a scroll, like a machine, a live model decoy. So that way the scrolls were like, wait a minute.
That's not ours.
Yeah. And Samuel Jackson's like, nigga, I'm always 2 steps ahead of y'all motherfuckers. Shit.
Like if they would have been like, yo, so you see in this movie at the end where she did turn into a scroll, well, what we didn't tell you is that she never came back. She just kind of kept doing this the whole time.
So you just said something there that triggered me. If she would have been, and forgive me, I don't remember that character's name.
Yeah.
But Talos' wife, if she would have still been that Skrull and then died, now you get the tension between, even more realistic tension between Talos and Fury.
Yeah.
That can hold up something. And then the whole paranoia of who's a Skrull, who's not a Skrull, now you see more within everybody else. The MI6 lady.
And within their own ranks. Yeah, within their own rank. Because it's like because the audience tell themselves like, yeah, but we've been known this girl was a Skrull. And they're like, no, remember, she just came right back.
That could have been the red herring.
Again. Yeah, exactly.
That could have been the red herring where we're like, well, we already knew this.
Yeah.
To throw us off. And then you bring in somebody we don't expect. And now we're back onto, okay, she's been there the whole time. Yes. Where's the real Maria Hill? This dude over here, or this person is there. Who else now?
Yes.
How would you have felt if the first episode, we don't see Talos, right? It's another agent that finds the scroll and all that, and they're starting to realize shit. They call Fury. Fury dies in the first episode, and that's fucking Talos. And you're like, wait a minute. You're saying that Fury didn't act the same when he got dusted, but that was Talos. Did Talos get dusted and Fury just fucking went into hiding?
Really fuck us up. Like, ramp up the crazy. If we're going to do crazy, this is Marvel's problem. I don't think Marvel understands crazy. They understand safe.
Yeah.
Where they can
want to get nuts.
Play a little bit, but get fucking nuts at this point. What do we have to lose? It can never be worse than She-Hulk. I don't care what
say positives.
I don't care what anybody says. Secret Invasion was better than She-Hulk in my opinion. But
I would rather watch Secret Invasion again than She-Hulk.
I would rather watch, if I can choose, like, I think Secret Invasion is the better show, but those first 2-3 episodes of She-Hulk were cool.
You know,
and shout out to Homegirl, what's her name? I can never pronounce it.
Ms. Lani, I know.
Yeah, I can never pronounce it. And shout out to her for just doing such an amazing job. Whereas besides you know, Gravik and Amelia, they held it down, but fuck, just Jen really just bodied that role.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, here's something positive about She-Hulk. I'd much rather watch She-Hulk again than Secret Invasion, because for all that She-Hulk wasn't, the one thing you can't say is that She-Hulk wasn't fun.
It was fun. It was very fun.
And if you're gonna give me a choice between fun and just
and suspense done wrong,
yeah,
then I'll pick fun every time. 100%.
I'm gonna go with whatever show gives me Daredevil, be it 10 seconds, 10 minutes. Like
I still like Secret Invasion better, but you're right. Just She-Hulk was the more fun show.
Yeah.
And if just to keep being positive about She-Hulk, shout out to Wongers.
Yeah.
Homegirl's name that ended up with Wongers. She was
Maddie?
funny. Madison with the 2 N's, but you don't know where they are. Like that, she was fun.
Yo,
Wong should get his own show at this point.
Wong needs, yeah.
If we're doing positives here, Jen's friend, like their friendship,
yes,
a legit friendship between what I believe, I think they said that her friend was part of the LGBTQ plus community, right?
Yes.
So a true friendship between a cis woman and an LGBTQ plus woman, because I don't know how she identifies, that is just friends for being friends.
Just being friends.
They didn't try to force any weird shit in it, and they didn't like highlight, like, hey, the most interesting thing about, I think Nikki was her name.
Nikki.
They didn't go, hey, the most interesting thing about Nikki is that she's part of this group.
Yeah,
no, the most interesting thing about Nikki is she was just fucking badass.
Nikki was cool. The lawyer dude was cool, who showed him the bathroom where to poop.
Yeah, he made the map.
It's very important to new people in an office. This new office that I'm in, the first thing I asked was like, yo, where's the good bathroom at? And they were like, yo, you want to take the elevator down and then go around, take the elevator up to the gym? Beautiful bathroom. I was just in there today. Like, you know what I'm saying? Beautiful bathroom.
Yo, he taught me the phrase, one to rock and one to stock.
Yeah.
Heard that shit
it was cool. It was cool. And that's one of the things about Marvel, where it's like you got to give some of this shit a couple years, maybe a couple months, and then you look back on it and it might be a little better. I'm not saying that is the case with She-Hulk. I'm just saying you learn you appreciate shit and you tend to be more positive about Marvel a little later on.
I'll give you a perfect example of that. We brought up No Way Home. It is infamous, my thoughts of that movie.
And I agree with you on a lot of that. I can see why you thought that.
To this day, I still can't watch it without shaking it. But because we're being positive, right? And how my thoughts have changed. You had brought up before how people were like, oh, it's too nostalgic and the movie didn't blah, blah, blah. You mean to tell me that you're angry about a movie who took Andrew Garfield coming off of the back of Spider-Man 2, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, give him a legitimate characterization, still felt like his version of Spider-Man, and gave him a fucking sweet redemption moment when he caught MJ. Not to mention, completely redeeming Jamie Foxx as Electro.
Yes.
Then we take Sam Raimi's Spider-Man and put in now I'm blanking on names because I'm trying to think.
Tobey Maguire?
Yeah, Tobey Maguire. I'm trying to think for.
It's bad when I got to tell you names.
Yeah, that is bad.
Yeah. So we take Tobey Maguire, and we see that there is a continuation. They didn't just pluck him from Spider-Man 3.
Ah.
No, he actually got to live.
Yes.
And he actually had other shit that happened.
Him and
they were
MJ, they're
able
making
to-
it work.
They were able to impart knowledge, be functional to the story, not just be a 10-minute cameo, actually hold weight, actually teach Peter Parker a lesson where everybody said, oh, he didn't have Uncle Ben, it was Aunt May. Okay. Aunt May was part of it. But then when Tobey Maguire's Parker was holding him back, it was like, yo, you don't want to do what you think you want to do.
This ain't us, bro.
And took the knife for him.
Yeah, this ain't us.
Like that also teaches that's some shit that you can't have that movie without acknowledging that. That's the purpose of the fucking movie. It's the growth. It's the organic growth. With great power also must come great responsibility.
Yeah.
And how good is it when we finally see Tom Holland again? Just him thinking about, like, I want him to just think about like MJ and Ned, and then I also want him to like just go back to the scene where they're all at the Statue of Liberty and they're just all vibing. And I want him, like, I would love to hear Andrew's voice say, "Oh man, I always wanted brothers," and like you can hear it echoing, "Brothers, brothers, brothers," and it's just Peter like just walking. It's like a cold New York day, and you know he's just going to school. No one fucking knows who he is. Well, not that, not that, but yeah, just him remembering these moments, and like the development, like you were saying, and how crucial they were to Peter 1, right? And it's like it felt like a brotherhood, like, and something. I know Andrew's the one that says it. Andrew's the one that said, "Man, I always wanted brothers." All of them always wanted brothers. Spider-Man, the character of Spider-Man, lends itself to you believing that he always wanted a sibling, whether it's a brother or sister, you know. But you can see him, like, in a way they all believe that, and like the memes, the fun. It was a feel-good movie.
And you know what else it gave us? It gave us something that the other two Spider-Man did. So the Amazing Spider-Man and the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy showed us that Peter Parker is an intelligent kid, and he's been doing this purely, like, really on his own. The MCU Spider-Man showed us that he's done it on his own for a little bit, and then immediately Tony Stark gave him all of his tech. So everything he does, Tony Stark gave him. But what did this movie show? This movie brought it back to when they're sitting in the science lab. Well, I can find a cure for this one. I can do a cure for this one. We can do this. And they're all using their brains, and they're all showing that, yes, Peter Parker is a genius, and can get this done without Tony Stark's suit or enhancements or whatever. That's also something to be lauded, because it brought us back to when he's out there with his official fucking, finally for the first time, with the light blue and the shit. We now have the official Spider-Man brought to you. And here's another positive I'm going to say, and this is something that initially, I don't actually think initially was a negative for me, but it was something that I noticed, but I've grown to appreciate this. You said that he didn't have Uncle Ben, except for the fact that, yeah, Aunt May took that role, but the knowledge that Peter 2 and 3 imparted on him was directly from their experience with Uncle Ben.
For sure.
So he has now his own set and his own knowledge based on how he was raised here in our MCU timeline, coupled with the original Uncle Ben take that we saw in both Amazing Spider-Man and Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
And now that's a more enhanced experience now. Because this is one thing that I could see that's over the what do you call it? The Batman shit, because Batman, we constantly see his parents die in the fucking alley over and over and over. What do you call it? We started to get to see Uncle Ben die over and over and over. This time they switched it, but still were able to give us the knowledge from two people who went through it without us having to relive that again. With us seeing, oh, so this is what it's. So Peter gets to see what it's like when this happened, when this moment happens, and what happens when you move forward, and you grieve and you get past and you continue on living now for the memory of in this case Aunt May.
Aunt May and this
their Uncle Ben. That's another great thing.
Which is great that they still did Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
But just did it totally different.
But
like if we would, and again, this is pieing in the sky, and the reason you went back to Batman. So if we could have gotten some kind of crazy Flashpoint paradox where, Bruce dies, and the mom dies, and then it's Thomas that's alive. I would have been okay seeing that. We might have seen the pearls, which would have gotten people upset, but just seeing that might have been cool too. So the fact that we got the regular Ben experience, that was told through these two Spider-Men that we already know and love, we didn't have to go through with this new Spider-Man, but we still got a variation of it. That's awesome. It's a great point, Cap. That's beautifully said, man.
And also, here's the thing. This Peter learned how to use his intelligence to his advantage through Tony Stark.
Facts.
He learned how to love people and how to coexist with people through Aunt May and Happy. And then he learned from Uncle Ben from the other two Spider-Men. But with Aunt May dying, showed him that it's not his power that makes him a hero. It's the ability to have that responsibility. It's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That with the great power must come great responsibility. It's like standing up whether you have it or not, because Aunt May was protecting him.
Yeah. And she jumped in front of Goblin quick.
Yep.
Like, nah, that's my baby. I don't give a fuck what's wrong with you. That's my baby. And
another positive.
I was gonna say another positive was, like, I know people have their thing about what if. I thought what if was cool. It was just a nice little, I wouldn't want to call it dessert, but it was just nice little thing on the side. And seeing that zombie episode with Peter running the show, which I thought was cool, the whole Zombieland vibe that they had. Hey, what's up, y'all? This is how you survive a freaking, I thought that shit was dope. And to have that point where Homegirl is about to turn into a zombie or dying, I think, Hope. And she's like, yo, like, this is the first time the MCU ever mentioned Uncle Ben as well, right? So, and she was like, yo, with this and that, like, how do you stay so fucking positive, bro? He's like, yo, ever since Uncle Ben died and, man, it's just, I gotta be positive, which is, I think, what Toe was kind of talking about. It's not just the power, it's the responsibility of keep on moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got this. Like, yo, life sucks, sure. But what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just stop moving? I'm gonna just stop going? You can't. Which was amazing.
Yeah, and another
season 2, get ready. That shit's gonna be nasty. Watch.
Another positive here for specifically this movie. If you look at the message behind, so all the messages are the same, right? Great power, great responsibility, blah blah blah. But if you delve deeper, Uncle Ben died because of the selfish nature of Spider-Man.
Facts.
Yeah.
Which means that you can now open up an avenue where Spider-Man and Batman have something in common, where they're not doing this because it's the right thing. They're doing this as penance for the right thing they didn't do.
Yes.
But in the MCU, Aunt May didn't die on a selfish choice. Aunt May died because they were trying to help.
Mm-hmm.
She died at the hands of a villain that they were trying to save. Thus making Peter's optimism ever more present and closing that door of I'm doing this as a penance and replacing it with the door of I have to do this because I don't want anybody else. I want everybody else to stand up for what's right. But I'm the one strong enough to take the hits. So let me take the hits.
Which he did.
Yeah, while everybody else is standing up. Because she took the hit for me.
Which reminds me of one of the best comic book movies of all time, The Dark Knight. That speech at the end where he's like, yo, blame it on me. Call the dogs on me. Don't let anybody know what Harvey did. I mean, obviously they don't relate that much, but it's just the speech within itself about taking the hits. Just reminded me of that. What a good speech. Damn.
And you see all this heart and shit that we get. So as individual movies, if they're not really connected, all of them have those aspects.
They're always gonna be there, right?
Yeah. Because I'm not gonna lie, initially, well, nothing changed my mind. Eternals, I liked Eternals. I liked Eternals to the point where it was like, yo, I like the message that they gave. What's going on, Ray?
Hey.
No,
I thought he had his own theme song.
Ty.
I didn't want to interrupt fucking Cabs, but
You were talking. You were talking.
yeah, I know.
Yo,
but Cabs
hold
are
on.
listening.
You didn't want to interrupt. Show interrupts in the middle
All
of
the
shit all
time.
the fucking time.
But Show's an
Yo.
asshole.
Son did it 6 times yesterday, but I can't get one intro. Ain't that about it?
Listen, man, you was raised way late, so
Yo,
I'm
dude,
glad that
you
you're
know what
here.
it is?
I'm
Hold
gonna
on.
go fill up my cup real quick.
Yeah, while
Alright.
he's doing that, I'm gonna scold you because we're supposed to be positive, but you racist, so the people on this side of the screen, no intros, no nothing.
Damn.
Look at that, he can't even say nothing.
Nope.
you know what?
All right, so racist, you can't even grow hair.
Oh, fucking. Anyway,
See? It's why
What
I
was that
started
shit?
shit with Yaya. See?
right?
Shit. What's going on, yeah? What's going on?
Chilling, chilling.
We're actually in the middle of me being positive about No Way
But-
Home.
So, well,
Oh, okay.
all right. So the thing, all right. So relating to 4 and 5, one of the things that these movies are showing that connects them all is that they're drawing humanity in these characters. Like, just thinking about this now, we talk so much about Spider-Man. If you think about the Guardians of the Galaxy, Rocket, the hardest fucking character there, we got humanity in him. We got humanity in
Nebula.
from Nebula, from
that scene when she hears his voice.
yeah.
Yo, she cries.
Doctor Strange is supposed to be a dickhead, but we saw his humanity with him, with America Vespucci and his girl in the watch and all that other shit. You know, Hawkeye. Yo, one of the most saddest fucking scenes is where he can't hear his son talk to him, and she has to write that
my
shit down.
God. Yo, I have forgotten about that scene.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yo, the fucking Thor: Love and Thunder. We get the humanity of the God Killer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To piggyback before we get off, we also get the fact that the God Killer hates the gods because they don't care about humanity or their subjects, for what he gathered from his experience. But then we see Thor, who's the complete opposite, and is truly the embodiment of that song. What if God was one of us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. And it goes on like Wakanda Forever. We actually get to see M'Baku, the humanity in him. You know, the humanity of the Wakandans, and you know, and how they are now starting to adapt into the world.
Just society, yeah.
Yeah. We're also seeing the unhumanity of America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
The blip was crazy.
yeah,
No.
you know, there's a lot of struggle going on, and we get to see that with Phase 4 and 5.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, and I'll let you go, Ray. But this is the thing where Cabs keeps saying maybe we don't need to connect all the dots together, but if you look at them individually, each individual work does have its merits where it's strong enough to be in Phase 4 and 5.
But even that's a little bit of connectivity there, because at least
That's what I'm
something,
saying. I feel like there needs to be a little bit of connectivity, but
in an emotional sense,
we've seen some great stuff separate. My bad, right? Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say in an emotional sense, at least they connected us, because now it's like they're making us care. They're giving us something to be like, we have to have sympathy here, or it's like, oh, this is pulling at the heartstrings here. Like that's been their connective tissue in a sense.
And you don't have to force the connective tissue either, because let's think about phase 1 and 2, right? Where it's like, yeah, things connected, but it was mostly with a post-credit scene.
Yeah.
The biggest connections were post-credit scenes.
Yep.
Right? We might have mentioned a name or two, but it wasn't until the Avengers where it's like when everything came together, that first little phase, those first little couple movies came together, and it's like, oh man, these guys are really doing some wild shit over here. Like at the end of Captain America, right? You know what I'm saying? And then, at the end of which one was the one that had the hammer at the end in the post credits? Was that Iron Man 1?
No, Iron Man 1 was the Avengers Initiative.
Yes.
Iron Man 2, I believe, was the hammer.
Yeah. So like those little, you know what I'm saying? Like they're not really shouting people out. They wasn't doing crossover events.
Yeah.
It was just subtle hints, a big post-credit scene. Yeah. And then boom, the Avengers, the payoff.
And even that, though, that wasn't even forced. Like the Avengers was just like, boom, here you go. We're not forcing
right.
it.
And I know that I've been saying that we need more Avengers movies, and obviously I don't want them forced, but shit, we
kind of need it.
Show me the young Avengers. Yo, I'm excited for the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Let me get that team dynamic again. I'm missing that. And look, we just saw it in the Guardians.
Yeah.
It was a whole movie about fixing Rocket.
Yeah.
No.
But that's
crazy.
That's the thing though. With the Guardians of the Galaxy, that was a perfect Avengers movie for the Guardians, because
100.
They're a team, but there was it Grand Inquisitor? What's his name?
There was people having internal conflicts.
The high evolutionary was a threat for the Guardians, but it wasn't an Omega level threat where you needed the entire universe to fight them. Where a lot of these people have threats that you really need a whole team to fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? Like the Eternals, they fought whatever, but when you got a Celestial coming down, you need the galaxy to fight them.
Yeah.
Skrull, there's a million Skrull out there. You need a team.
Where the young Avengers at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the first thing Thor did was, Rock's killing gods? Let's put together a team.
Yeah.
Yo, even to that point.
The Revengers, which was Ragnarok.
So, to say something good about Thor Love and Thunder, that third act, I think if you just look at the third act, that's the strongest part of the movie.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And what did Thor do? Thor recognized, all right, I'm the god of thunder. We have all these kids here. We need something to do. I'm going to be selfless. And even though he says it as a throwaway line, but empower the people under me, right? Because now, remember, symbolism here. Gord's whole fucking thing is that the gods don't care. And here's a god literally empowering the people he's asking to believe in him.
Yeah, facts.
To stand up for themselves.
Yeah.
And to stand up in the face of fear and danger, to follow him with faith that they're going to make it through. Then you got what do you call it? Jane, who again, in the face of being told, if you do this, it's going to kill you. She puts all of her faith in Thor and says, that's more important. And goes to fight Thor. Like, that is what the whole movie should have been. But ending on that note is the best positive I could think of if we're looking at positives for that.
Yeah.
Leon, listen, I understand let's read this, right? This is how I feel as a Marvel fan. The last time it was exciting to be a Marvel movie fan was 2008. Dude, like, that was when it first dropped. We didn't even know what was happening.
I was like, wait.
I get what you're saying, though, Leon, but I can tell you the last time I felt what I think you're trying to convey. And that was Ragnarok to Infinity War. Because that shit just started right there.
Yeah,
after Ragnarok's post-credit scene, Infinity War starts right there a year later. That was crazy to me. I was like, oh, shit. Like, that was nuts. Like, you just see the big ship in front of Thor and them, and then the next movie, a year later, Infinity War, it's just Buddy just walking over bodies. Crazy. Nut. Oh, damn.
Yo,
that was the last time I felt that, Leon. My bad.
Yo, not for nothing. I get excited every time there's a new Marvel movie or even DC movie coming out because of the fact where it's like, this is the one, you know, because I have this overactive imagination. This is the one. I can't, like, I say if Loki fails, it's done for, but I'm still gonna watch the next one, and the next one is like, maybe this is the one. This is the one.
Yeah.
It's because I didn't grow up reading the comics. I grew up on the MCU. I know the MCU lore.
Yeah.
But hearing the stories of these characters, like, people are excited to see Doctor Doom. I'm excited to see Doctor Doom. The same reason why Cap is excited to see Doctor Doom. Not because of his power, because of his backstory. Like, if they show, like somebody said, oh, we're going to get Doctor Doom before the Fantastic Four. You need to. If you do an origin movie with Doctor Doom and you incorporate Doctor Strange and have Doctor Doom help Doctor Strange in that fucking universe that he's in to go find his fucking mom, dude, that's fucking crazy.
That would be wild.
You see the unlimited potential they have here? That's what gets me excited. The problem is a lot of that anticipation gets squished when you see someone not take it serious.
No.
When you see someone like Makawaka Chikiki fucking not take anything serious and start putting in more comedy than more story. Because the story that Cap told about the third act of Thor Love and Thunder should have been more pronounced. It should have been something that people can learn from, because I always loved an opportunity to learn how to be a human being from these shows.
Because it makes it relatable instead of just the lore of what we fall in love with. It's like there's still something that's like, oh, okay, this is something we can relate in it, that takes us back into our own society. Yeah. That shouldn't just have been the redeeming quality of the movie. It should have been a bigger part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Which I get he's trying to create this symbolism, but it's like, okay, don't ruin the movie by going and making it cute. Like,
yeah. Because if you think about it,
it's a lot of Grog, phase 4 and 5.
Grog is a fucking human that wanted to be protected by the gods and been shunned. Thor is a god that wanted to be loved by the humans.
Yeah.
They were on opposite ends of the fucking spectrum. How strong of a story, you know what I'm saying?
And shout out to that fight between them in black and white.
Yeah.
That, like, negative zone planet. That was probably my favorite part of that whole movie.
Your word. And also, real quick, not to change the subject, but
shout out to Leon for saying that. Not many people excited about Ironheart.
No, yeah.
That's pretty good, yeah.
And Travis, I see your messages. We're gonna refer to them little, but not for nothing. It's also refreshing to see women also be represented, have representation in these shows, because beforehand we had Wanda and she turned into a scorned woman looking for her kids.
Mm-hmm.
And that can't be the only woman that we have being represented, you know, with the representation there and shit.
Yeah.
Because unlike most people, I don't care what gender you are. You have cosmic fucking powers. You could kick the shit out of a normal human being.
You can.
You know what I'm saying? If you're a woman that turns green and has the power of the Hulk, sorry, it's not a fair fight if she's beating the shit out of a normal guy. So all that whole expectation of a woman can't do this shit in real life, Get that out your head. This is what we call fantasy world.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And why not have intelligent women out there? Why not have women that will be in the battle with us? Because not for nothing, there's a lot of fucking men out there fighting the fucking fight, doing their thing, killing themselves over some other shit. There's hopes now. You know what I'm saying? Like these women can sit there and be like, "Yo, you know what? I'm strong enough too."
Yeah, and we're about to get more of that, which is funny because we always appreciated that shit here, and then obviously you have your people out there in the internet with the way that they speak, MCU, and said, but they did two shows. They did two shows with female leads, and people lost it. They lost it.
You know what? They didn't even watch it.
Yo,
I don't understand that, because wouldn't it come to somebody who's thinking logically, right?
Well, that's the thing you said right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it come with logic that if you're inundated with watching Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, Keanu Reeves, if you're inundated with watching men just mow through wave after wave of nameless fucking henchmen, that there's got to be at least 1, 10, 15, 20, 100 women who are like, how cool would it be if I could do that shit?
Yeah, I know.
And movies are supposed to be cathartic. You're supposed to go to a movie because nobody in this room can sit here, put on a bulletproof suit, and climb that goddamn stairs that John Wick did.
Word.
But we get to watch him and live vicariously. So why would it not be the other way around? I mean, if you want proof of this in real life, if you're like, oh, what do you call it? It's fantasy movies, blah, blah, blah. You want realism. Okay. We have the NBA. Women wanted to play basketball. We got the WNBA. We have baseball. There's not a women's baseball league, but I'm sure that there's a women's softball league.
Yeah.
But they had the league of our own. They had women's actual baseball during World War II.
Yeah.
Like in history and in reality, it only makes sense that if not the totality of people, but if some people say, hey, this shit looks fun, and they're having a hell of a time doing it, I want to do that as well.
Yeah.
So I don't get this whole MCU. They put fucking
and
everybody wants to fucking. Who the fuck doesn't want to be a superhero?
And this is what being a superhero is about, and particularly Marvel and the way they represent it, and obviously even DC, where it's like, everyone just gets to be a hero, bro. It doesn't matter where you're from, who you are, how you look like. Everybody could be a hero.
And not for nothing, going back to Infinity War, Spider-Man getting berated, getting fucked up by all those people with the gauntlet. Help me, and the women came. That's strong because you get
that scene. Love that
because
scene.
The only characters I can think of off the top of my head that would convey the same strength if they went to go help Spider-Man would probably be Wolverine, because he's been old enough to know and lose kids. You know what I'm saying? So he would know what it's like to have to protect this kid.
Yeah.
And you get like a father figure of him.
see what you're saying.
Maybe Drax, because he's also lost his family and all that.
I see what you're
but
saying.
there's not a lot of men that would have gave you that emotional connection to him. Like, holy shit, I'm scared for my life right now, and I need help.
And then him doing the man thing about it and asking. I know it's a little stupid asking fucking Captain Marvel if she's gonna be okay through all of this. I get that was a little weird, but to have him know. Yeah, exactly. But to have him do that stupid man thing where it's like, yo, you sure you're gonna be all right? Your haircut indicates otherwise.
Yeah.
And it's like, first of all, I'm Captain Marvel. And two, she got help. And boom, you got even before people started calling out all this woke MCU shit, telling you, I posted it on my Instagram. The minute I got back the next day after watching it, like, yo, this scene was incredible. Love that scene. I never saw the issue with it at all.
You know what's funny with that scene in particular? How people like, oh, it's forced, it's unwarranted, all that shit. Did we not get like maybe 20 minutes before that?
That whole 45-minute scene
Cap
was...
and Iron Man sitting there going, all right, it's just the three of us. Nobody said anything about that.
Yeah.
I mean, again, this is just a nice moment where you get the superhero shot.
Yeah.
You get the team up shot. That's what, and if you read comics, that's the splash page.
Yeah.
That's the page where you look at and you go, oh, shit's about to go down.
Yeah. It's just the fact that it was done with women.
But
one of the best shots in probably all of the MCU. Gotta be there, top 10. But nope.
I mean, I know we're supposed to be positive here and this thing, but this is where this is just getting on this tangent. I want to bring this up. How come nobody ever has a problem with horror movies? Because my entire life, since I can remember, and I think it starts with maybe Halloween. There might have been a movie before that in the 70s, but definitely with Halloween.
Yeah.
The virgin girl is supposed to be the one who kicks the shit out of the fucking mass murderer and survives and fucking lives, while every other person, male, female, whatever, everybody else gets fucking demolished. Nobody ever says anything about wokeness in horror movies.
Oh, bro.
Laurie Strode has been kicking the shit out of Michael Myers.
Oh no, they
have Jason. What the fuck was it? Friday the 13th, 5 or some shit like that. With this bitch had telekinetic powers and was fucking up Jason Voorhees, throwing TVs at him and shit.
I remember that.
Yo,
and nobody said anything about it.
Alien. Winona Ryder, right? That's her name?
No, Winona Ryder's in
Species. No,
Species.
Dude,
you haven't heard that movie in forever.
Yeah. No, it's Aliens, right?
Aliens, yeah. Ripley's the character's name, Sigourney Weaver.
Weaver, there you go.
Yeah.
She's kicking the shit out of everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The problem is this. And if you watch,
the problem is that everybody has a phone now.
No, well, this is the problem. If you watch pro wrestling podcast video about another wrestling streamer where he talks shit about women and all that stuff, the problem is this: there is no confidence in the young male introvert, socially awkward people, where they see this and they hear all these other people bitching and they think that women are trying to take over and you know, be more important than men or whatever the thing is. When you see something like this, you see She-Hulk fighting the Hulk. When you see fucking Ironheart being just as smart as any of the men in the MCU, you are not seeing them coming and taking over. You're seeing equality.
And you're just not used to seeing that.
Yeah.
So it's overwhelming to your measly little brain.
You know what happened maybe 20, 30 years ago in movies? They did the same process. It just was with different color skin.
Yeah.
We had this process where we had black men and white men showing equality in movies. Asians showing equalities.
Yeah.
Now it's just women.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's not a threat. We still have the baddest motherfuckers in Marvel walking around.
Yeah.
You're telling me because Khaleesi now has the super soldier serum and every other, she's a super Skrull now. Oh, she's the most powerful being in Marvel. Who said?
Yeah, wait until Wanda pulls up.
You know what I'm saying?
Can I see Wanda and White Vision do some Bonnie and Clyde shit and just start wrecking mofos? You'll see.
Oh man.
It's like, when was this a problem to be equal?
It's inclusion. It's overwhelming to people because they've never seen that. But that's the point. They should have never been excluded.
Yeah, and this is also a thing. This is also a thing. I'm in my fucking 30s. I grew up in a neighborhood where there were Italians, there were black, there were Muslim, there was Spanish, there was Asians. I went to school with them.
Yeah.
I never once was excluded from a race.
Yeah.
How the fuck, 30 years later,
we're doing worse?
Now there's a problem because it's women. I grew up with, there were women species when I grew up.
Yeah.
How did this become a fucking issue?
Yeah. Yeah. It's fucking crazy to think about, son. 2020, everyone has a phone. Everyone has and I'm not saying you shouldn't have your opinion. The problem, here's the issue, right? We focus on the bad opinions more than the good ones. Because like even when you do content, right? You post a video, you get 100 comments. 98 of those comments are positive and good. You get 2 bad ones. That's the ones that you focused on the most. So that's kind of what happens with these groups nowadays and everyone having a phone and a voice. I'm not saying you shouldn't have a voice. I'm not saying you shouldn't have an opinion. What I'm saying is that we give too much merit to the bad opinion. Someone can have a really bad take on Twitter or X and, 3,000 people like it. So in the grand scheme of things, that's a small ass number.
Yeah.
And then these 3,000 people that liked it, they'll retweet and they'll, tell it to this guy, tell it to that guy. It's still just that group of 3,000. And it's like, you think that that's crazy, but there's 10,000 people over there that feel the complete opposite. But the
focus
nature
is going to be on those.
It's going to be on the bad.
Yeah.
So it kind of sucks, but because there's so much people that don't let this shit bother them. But it's always the bad takes and opinions that are loud. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because that's what we magnify now. We're only going to magnify what's negative instead of everything else.
Saying X over Twitter is so weird. It doesn't. Twitter rolled off, right? Maybe it's because I'm used to saying Twitter.
Yeah.
But Twitter felt natural from the beginning.
Yeah.
It also works because it's Twitter. Then you say you're tweeting.
You're tweeting.
Now it's what the fuck? What's the post on Twitter?
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, it's what the fuck does that mean?
I remember. I'm gonna tell you, guys are gonna laugh. The reason I ended up getting Twitter, when I was, funny enough, I was in New Orleans. The first time I went to New Orleans back in 2011, it was me and a couple of the homies got Twitter all at the same time because of Charlie Sheen with his whole winning. You remember winning?
Yeah.
Remember where times were simple? Hashtag winning. And that's why we made Twitters.
Yo, Cabs just wanted to be able to say winning.
Yeah, I missed it. Bring winning back. Yo, give me a second.
All good, bro.
To bring everything full circle and go positive, the whole shit as was brought up with She-Hulk. If you look, people oh, how'd she beat the Hulk? Okay, if you look at that, I actually like that part, that whole scene. Because if you look at it, she did not go toe-to-toe and put hands on him and leave him suffering and tore up and beat the shit out of. She did something that Bruce never anticipated. And because Bruce didn't anticipate it, he didn't have a way to deal with it, where she just repeated fucking claps and breaking his equilibrium. That's how the fuck she won. It wasn't any other thing than she figured out, oh, that worked. Let me fucking let's do what I can do
also
to win this fight.
Also,
not anything extra, not anything. She just all of a sudden she mastered what? She figured out my clap is not as big as his, but the small one affects him. A bunch of small ones will affect him the same as one big one.
Also, if there's
that going on,
Also, if there was, if we remember, apparently the Incredible Hulk is canon, and they shot him with the fucking sound waves.
Yeah.
In that shit, and that has to make fucking knew she's his cousin. You got to know that when they attack, you got to know this shit works.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to do it.
Crazy
but you got to know that shit
You know what I think it is? I think those guys are mad because she was clapping with her hands and the
Not with
clap
her
sound
ass.
didn't come from somewhere else. Like,
Yeah, because that's it's funny that you mentioned that, man. Like I've been looking at all of these, like there's these podcasts and these dudes just constantly bring OnlyFans girls on here and
Yeah.
only to like shit on them. And I'm like, it's like I get it. OnlyFans is a choice. That's a big choice you have to make. You're giving up a lot for money. I get it. And I'm not saying that these dudes be wrong about it, but it's like, yo, if it wasn't for that OnlyFans shit that y'all talk about all the time, would y'all have any content? Why don't you let's see what happens if you bring 5 successful positive women on board. Let's see what happens then. Because it's real easy to talk shit about these girls that just doing their OnlyFans, whatever. And I started noticing, right? There's a lot of dudes online, and a lot of dudes. Remember, and I'm gonna be jumping all over the place here. I do apologize. It's like online gaming. I didn't get to touch an online game until I was 14 years old. So my experience joining in at 14, I had already seen a lot of shit in this world at 14. So jumping into online gaming at 14 is different than my son, whose first online game experience, he was like 5. He gets more mad. He gets more frustrated because he started so young. By the time I was 14, I already know what the struggle is. So I had different shit to be upset about and happy about, which is something that I relate to a lot of these guys on the internet. And don't get me wrong, I was the first dude screaming out from the mountaintops back in the day, oh, bitches ain't shit, fuck bitches. I'm never having kids. And here I am about to be 40 with a child. And you know what I'm saying? Like, so I was the first one. A lot of these dudes, they're growing up on this Instagram life, right? Like the only thing you seeing is these fast ass women, these OnlyFans women, these women that aren't traditional, like, you know, maybe some of the women in your family or whatever. And no disrespect, I'm not judging here, but what I'm saying is that, like, you need to open your eyes here, man. There's real women out there. I know a bunch of them. You know, there's real women out there who is holding it down every day, who is holding it down by themselves, who have great jobs, who have businesses on their own, whether it's their own nails, you know, whether it's their own like salon, whether they designing clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a bunch of women with mad businesses on the side while they have a real job and going to school and being a mom. Like, yo, y'all got to start looking for these women they out there. Now, that's not to say that there isn't a bunch of bad people out there, but there's bad people of all flavors. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta step away from the internet sometimes, y'all. And I know that it's hard for me to say I love the internet. Yeah. I be on the internet going through fucking rabbit holes of crazy shit, but sometimes you gotta step away from this internet and not fall into all these narratives.
And the thing with that is that those podcasts are not real because they pick them up from the club. They're not prepared to answer those questions.
Nah, yeah, it's an all-out assault.
Yeah, social media is all how they make themselves in their best light.
Facts.
When you learn women from those podcasts or from social media, you do not have the full spectrum of women, and your mentality actually lessens. Yeah. So when you speak to one of those women that Cabs is referring to, you're not on their level mentally, and that's why you can't get a woman, because you're too busy thinking that all women are fucking OnlyFans bimbos that think everybody should be 6 foot tall, instead of for someone who knows that in life people come in all shapes and sizes. In life, people have different incomes.
Yeah, Leon. Hey, just because you can get yourself a good woman who's ratchet and freaky. How's the saying go?
Freaking the sheets, woman in the streets.
Yeah, those be the freakiest. The ones that put on a suit and go to work the next day. Wait until she get home. She gonna do some real nasty shit to you. You know, so that's what I'm saying. Like, we gotta, and this feeds back to everything that we've been talking about with like these narratives about like women and TV and getting their moment. It's like, Like the MCU is still 95% male in terms of like, in terms of like leading roles and who are making these decisions and the kind of content that we see. Still like 95%. People like, MCU woke propaganda. And it's like, bruh, who? I don't understand. Like, and not only that, these are comic books where for years these women been getting the spotlight. There are whole comic book runs specifically to female characters. The reason, Kamala Khan is actually a very successful comic book character. Yeah. Kamala Khan is great. People love Kamala Khan. So what's the problem? Like, of course, it would make so much sense to bring in Kamala now. Or when they did it, a couple years back or whatever, because it's been a little while already. Which was last year was when we saw.
I believe so.
I believe it was last year.
Yeah.
But the Avengers game came out a little while ago, and Kamala stole the show, that Avengers game. She was great. And it's like, I'm just saying, like, a lot of this, like, comic book stuff, when it comes to, like, the women leading the charge, it's like, bro, like, it's always been like this. Like there's tons of women who get, the Phoenix Saga is one of the best comic book runs of all fucking time.
Yeah.
What are we arguing about here? Damn, can we get a real Phoenix? 2030. It's coming.
No. If you here's some positive that's outside of the current thing. If you want the Phoenix Saga done right, we interviewed two of the creators of the 1990s X-Men cartoon. Go watch the run they did, because that's the actual fucking Phoenix Saga done correct.
Yeah,
we need that in movie form, please.
You know what's funny? Out of X-Men, that's the arc that I remember the most.
Yeah.
Like, out of all the episodes that I think back to, that shit, that like it was 3-4 episode run. I remember everything about it. Back when we had VCRs and VHS tapes, we had tapes because our dad would record it. We had tapes. It just said X-Men, Saturday morning X-Men, Saturday morning X-Men, Saturday morning X-Men, Phoenix Saga Part 1, Phoenix Saga Part 2. Like, that was specifically written out, so we knew where it was. All the other ones were just whatever tape you popped in.
Yep.
Good times. I wanted to go back to that Travis. Oh, go ahead. Before I go back to Travis.
Go ahead. Bring up.
So with how much Ant-Man 3 was hated, my expectations were low, and I ended up liking it a lot. The idea of all his possible versions banding together when they hear their daughter's voice was moving. So that's the thing. If you went in there with low vibes, you came out good. Or you came out decent. And Ant-Man had his problems.
I went in there with high.
I went in there high. I went in there high, bro. I went in there so high. I was like, Ant-Man.
Guardians 3.
Yeah. I went in there so high, bro. Fuck. Yeah. But no, obviously there was good stuff about that movie.
I'll give you a positive for Ant-Man Quantumania.
The whole guy.
To see Scott Lang as somebody who is played off as a joke. Like, I mean, to be honest, they call him Spider-Man in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Fun fact, the dude accidentally called him Spider-Man. Not in the script. He just accidentally said it, and they kept it in the movie.
I didn't know that.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's so good. That makes it way better. Yeah.
So he's played as a joke. But what did he do at the end? He stood toe-to-toe with Kang with the full understanding. I don't have to beat you. You just don't. I just can't let you win.
Yeah.
I'm going to sacrifice myself and keep you here to the detriment of my own self to prevent whatever's happening. Like, if that's not fucking good character growth from being a joke to now we could see, all right, this is where we could slot him into, take him more seriously if we need to.
No.
That is good. That's good writing. That whole section is good.
That was truly his redemption right there of like, you know what? He isn't just an extra character here. It's like, oh, no, he's a hero. He is someone here.
He's a hero. and to see the conflict that he had with his daughter, where she's like, "Yo, this is what you about. Like this is what you should be doing." And he's like, "Hey, listen, man, just I felt the same way when Captain America reached out to me. I risked it all. I got arrested for this, man, and I get you, but bro, chill out for a minute."
You know what I'm gonna posit this question here. Could it be that subtextually, Scott Lang has been suffering from something called imposter syndrome, where he himself doesn't outwardly projects, "I'm an Avenger, I helped all this shit," but deep inside is really thinking, "Cassie, I don't want you to do this because I'm not, I'm not actually that.
No facts.
And I don't want you to do." And then by the end of the movie, when he sees that Cassidy used his strength to convey the message, it's like, this is what I learned from watching my dad rise up, and then seeing, all right, hitting that mark, what I just talked about, where he's like, "Well, fuck it, Kang, me and you, we're going down with the ship together."
Yeah.
It's him finally getting to that place.
100%. And it's beautiful to see, because he's like, "Yo, Cassie, I've been through this." And it's and not only that, right? So we've seen so many people be so excited about joining the Avengers. And look at where it's all led everybody. Yo, the Avengers is full of sadness.
Yeah.
Like, yo, some of them are gone, left.
Out of time.
Like out of time.
On the moon.
On the moon. Yeah.
You join the Avengers, you're going with Greek. That's all you get.
Hopefully we'll get there at one point. But like, yeah, look at Peter. Peter was so excited about becoming an Avenger, only to
lose everything.
And when he was given the opportunity the first time, he was like, "Hey man, I'm gonna just kind of stay on the floor, stay on the ground a little bit." And then later on again, when he actually becomes an Avenger, he just like, I feel like he mostly regretted it. Scott Lang, probably the same thing. Like, yo, when Captain America comes calling, you gonna say no? Yo, that shit landed him in prison.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing though, because people don't realize, just like the military or being like a Navy SEAL or some shit, it's cool on paper, but they ask for everything.
Yeah.
And don't expect nothing in return.
The Avengers, man. It's a cold world. It's a cold world as an Avenger.
Yeah.
So it's like it's great what you say, Cap, because it's true. That's literally what he was doing the whole time to Cassie. Like, bro, I ain't even really down with these motherfuckers. I got like a 3-day contract. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in the practice squad. I'm called up when someone's injured, bro. Like, for real. They had a spider on their side. Now we got a bug over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Like, I'm just on the bench. I ain't the starting five.
Yeah. Like, I get a jersey.
I got a 10-day contract.
I get a jersey, but like technically, they ain't talking to me in media day.
Was that dude from the Chicago Bulls, Bill Cartwright?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, technically he was a center and he might have played some minutes, but his 6 championship rings ain't because he's Jordan.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it is that dynamic was fun, and obviously, I think we've all mentioned it here how Cassie and him was a really nice part of the movie.
Yeah,
himself and to keep focusing on more positives. When you could break down characters alone, I think Cassie was great. I think one of my favorite Phase 4, Phase 5 characters is Makari from the Eternals, the speedster. Homegirl don't even have to say nothing.
Before you get into that, I want to bring something up because it ties into what we were talking about, like the MCU shit and all that.
Please.
The fact that Cassie had her own suit, but didn't start out with, "Oh, I'm kicking the fuck out of anybody who comes in." Like, she had to learn the fucking whatever the fuck they called it, where she shrank it and grew at the last moment.
Yeah.
The jump punch.
Yeah, she tried it and it didn't work. And the fact that when they were like, "Yo, you give the big speech," her first inclination was, No. Fuck you mean I'm giving it? No, this is you.
Yeah.
And like she had to grow into that role. That was, again, good writing. because I know that there's a whole Mary Sue shit, right?
Yeah.
That comes up, especially in the Star Wars fucking section with Rey, which I'll get into that at another time.
There isn't a problem with Ray. Another line.
Yeah, not our Rey.
Yeah.
Rey
No,
Skywalker.
this Ray is a fucking troublemaker. Again.
But to see, even bring it back to Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop trained out of her ass, black belts and shit, archery championships. And what's the first thing that happens when she tries to save Hawkeye? She falls through the window. Oh, now we're both fucked.
Yeah. Great.
And had to learn the hard way.
Another great character.
Had to learn the hard way that, okay, this is going to take, it's going to need to be taken a lot more seriously if I'm going to do this full time.
Yeah. They still complain though that it's like, oh, it's like come on. They're giving you at least some creativity here.
Man,
that
Kate
is not
Bishop,
just.
Kate Bishop was great. Kate Bishop was great.
She really was. I'm
still to this day
really
like,
fan of that show.
Yeah, like
Hawkeye
her and Yelena is like top tier.
Even Echo.
Yeah.
Yeah, even Echo, another one who ain't say a fucking word.
Yep.
Like, yo, you know, shout out to Echo, shout out to Makari. Just, you know, I don't know what the term is without saying mute. I'm not trying to, you know, offend anybody.
No, is she deaf?
She's deaf. But she couldn't talk either, no, right?
No, well, they're both deaf, and normally there is.
If you're deaf, you have a problem with your speech. Again, the one.
It depends. So the little bit I know,
yes,
it depends on when you lose your hearing. If you're born deaf, then there's definitely complications
because you can't hear yourself speak.
Yeah.
But like both of them,
if you become deaf later on in life, then your ability to speak still remains because you would have developed it.
And I love the respect that people around these characters, you know, give them. Because like when Flint as the Ronin spoke to Echo, like he was like he did the sign. So like yo, I'm coming at you so you could get me. Like, first of all, this was all your homie. Like, and your boss, your uncle, that's who we working for. So we good. But don't ever let me catch you coming on my family again. Cause I'm a fucking everyone knows that side. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like
bring it to the throat means death.
Yeah, like relax, homegirl. I'm being nice over here. You heard? I'm being nice. Nah, man, I can't believe people didn't. Whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's a situation like Cap was saying with Miss Marvel, where it's like we heard the negativity from the people who didn't watch the show, but people who actually watched it enjoyed it. Because I remember Comic Book, the Instagram, the first episode of Hawkeye, it was a 10. They're like, yo, this show is lit. Like, this is a good one. So,
dude, I haven't said it in a while, but I've said it. It was a catchphrase in the early days of this show. Nuance and context had been just completely lost.
Yeah.
When we're so weirdly divided on the weirdest shit that we can't see right in front of us. Where perfect example, and I'll bring it up again. And Cabs, you know the name here, but Kamala's friend,
Nikita.
Yeah. Again, she's a high school female. A high school female Muslim. There is absolutely 100% nothing I should have connected with. Everything she is, I am not. But yet she did say the thing where she's too white for the Muslims, not white enough for the whites.
Yeah.
That in and of that connective tissue is like, hey, I know that 100%.
Too white for the Puerto Ricans, too Puerto Rican for the whites.
Yeah.
That's a real thing. And you know who's the number one culprit about that? Your own family. It'd be my aunts and uncles like, oh, you too American to be Dominican. But here I'm too Dominican to be American.
Here's the perfect example. Our mom literally told people when we walk around, I'm God bless America. He is Amigo San Juan.
That's so funny.
Oh shit!
That's the literal way she would introduce us.
Mom was such a fucking G. Jesus
But
Christ.
the point of the thing is, we're two so weirdly divided over stupid shit that you can't see the connective tissue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because they want to nitpick anything. They want to find a reason to be able to argue. They want to find a reason to be able to just say this isn't good without
Yeah.
giving it a chance.
Yeah.
No matter what, it's like no. What is wrong with this? What is wrong with this? Okay, cool. Pull that out and expand it. It's like,
Yeah.
but why? What is the point
you-
of having to find something to hate?
And
You know what?
are we gonna say
Because-
Miss Marvel was perfect? No.
No.
Miss Marvel had a rough landing at the end. It did not stick the landing.
Yeah.
And we didn't get enough time with the clandestines.
Yeah.
But there was so much to grab onto, whether it
Yeah.
was the jealous friend who secretly is in love with the girl, but he doesn't want to ruin their relationship and tell her. Was it the friendship and the bond between the Nikita and Kamala? Was it the unrealistic expectations of your family? Was it the religious aspect of your family? Was it the mom always on your shit? Was it the dad always trying to? You mean to tell me there was nothing that you grabbed onto?
Yo,
That shit is kind of wild to me, dog.
Yeah.
Was it the
Wild.
friend? Was it the friend you made that is outside of your racial group?
Yeah.
Who comes into your house and is like, yo, y'all motherfuckers are loud, y'all motherfuckers are weird.
Who you let into the culture, who you let put on the traditional garb. That's crazy. That's crazy. I remember we had our friend Thomas Bartosiak, Polish white kid. His dad, and I don't mean to put him out there, he's a good kid. I'm not really trying to like there's nothing bad that I'm gonna say now. His dad came over here from Poland and started a construction company. So this kid from a very early age, he was good with tools. So he went to my boy Ed's house and built like a kind of like a stand, armoire, bureau, kind of outdoor closet thing. And yo, the mothers were immediately in love with Tom. Immediately in love. And like, yo, he was just in the crew. Like Tom was the most ghetto white boy you ever see in life, bro. And my man was swaggy. My man, you know, he had a couple passes, and you know, he might have dropped the N-word here or there. You know, we didn't care about it that much back in the day as we do now. You know, we was 18 years old, 16 years old. You know, but like that is such a great point. Like that friend that's not your culture that you just invite to your family, and we don't see them as anything else but just people's friend. You mean to tell me you couldn't find nothing in Miss Marvel? That's crazy to me.
Yeah,
crazy. And you, the one thing that you guys spoke about, when she took the trip to the motherland.
Yeah.
We've all taken that trip. You guys been to Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? I took the trip to DR. We all get that trip to go back, and you see how rough these people are living, but you see how happy they still are because they don't have these American values and shit like that. It's crazy.
We walked around the house where my dad and his sister grew up.
How crazy is that?
And it was only pictures of everybody smiling.
How crazy is that? With nothing. I bet you they only have nothing but love, a roof over their head, and food to eat.
Yep.
Ain't worried about nothing.
Yep.
That's crazy, son. You mean to tell me you watched that show and couldn't grab anything?
But that's the thing. The majority of the people that complained didn't even fucking watch the show.
Yeah.
And again, it's that small percentage that then just amplified, because then it's like people that actually watched started saying, you know what? He's got a point. A point. But they didn't even watch the show.
So do you remember how good that first episode was with the song? How we came and spoke about that song? What was the song again?
The night we met, you never needed you.
Be my baby now.
No, that was the one. No. I'm talking about when she walked into school, though.
Oh yeah.
Was it a salt and pepper song?
No, I think it was like it might have been Biggie. It was definitely
I forget, but that song, I remember me and Toe just spoke about it for like a good 5 minutes. Like when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, this is different. This is cool.
Yeah.
I'll find the song later.
You know what the problem is, and I'm gonna
Please.
I'm gonna attack these motherfuckers. The problem is social media. You got to be kind of like electricity. Electricity goes to the closest conductor. It's lazy. You know what I'm saying? So when you want people to fucking engage with your shit, negativity is the closest conductor to anything like that.
100%.
So when you hear, you know, people like, oh, Miss Marvel comes out, you're the first negative person about it, everyone attacks you. You get all this engagement. The more engagement you get with the negativity, the more people will start to say the same shit you're saying because they didn't watch it, but they want to jump in on the fight because of all the popularity you're getting. Because social media, it's all about engagement.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because just like all y'all said, there is no reason that no one cannot connect with this.
Yes.
Whether you're an adult, a child, fucking adolescent, whatever. Every stage of life has been covered there.
It's the answer to, oh, we want something different as well.
Yeah.
There you go. It's a whole different interpretation of the story. There's nothing like it before in the Marvel spectrum.
And
there you go.
And if you can't connect with any, let's say, and for lack of a better example, let's say you're the whitest of the white person. You're a rich white person that ain't never went through shit in your life.
Yeah.
But you like Marvel. You could connect with her being such a fucking Miss Marvel fan or Captain Marvel fan.
Yeah. And then and that's the one thing, right? Where it's the easiest to connect. Where you just love superheroes or love something or love an athlete or love anything the way she loved Captain Marvel.
Yeah. If you're a fandom of anything, you should be able to relate.
Bro, I don't give a fuck if you white, black, Asian, brown, blue, red, orange. Your mother is going to be like that.
Facts.
Your mother is going to offer you food. Son, when the mother came out with 4 Tupperwares for little homie in 2 seconds, she was like, how'd you do that so fast? Bro, like, that's all mothers, bro.
Yep.
Even if your mom is like not great, even if you don't have the best mom, she's still going to offer somebody some food.
Nope.
Like, what are we talking about?
Only difference with us is going to be in a butter container.
Yeah. the dark beige one.
Oh,
country time, whatever.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, you never know what you was opening in there. What was the song?
Mace, Feel So Good.
Feel So Good.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. It was at the tip of my tongue. God damn it! One of the most pleasant surprises out of these Marvel shows. Miss Marvel, goddamn, it's so good.
And going on Marvel shows, Falcon Winter Soldier. That taught you how to deal with your depression, how to deal with fucking not feeling worthy enough to do it.
Yeah.
How to deal with hiding from pain.
Yeah.
Because the
Winter Soldier's damn near
I forgot his
sleeping
fucking
on the
name.
floor.
The black Captain America.
Isaiah Bradley.
He was hiding because they did him wrong. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of lessons in life that you learn there. Even also how power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah.
With the Flag Smashers. They had all the great intentions in the world, but the minute they had a little bit of power,
even US
they corrupted.
Agent, even US Agent.
Yeah.
Even US Agent.
They were corrupted.
Yeah.
That super soldier serum is no joke. One of my favorite parts of that entire show was when Zemo asked Falcon, he's like, yo, if you could have super soldier serum, would you do it? He said, no. He was like, yo, I like how you didn't even hesitate. You just said, no, you don't want that shit. I fucks with you. And the whole thing about when he was talking about the music, and he was like, and Zemo's like, you know, it really speaks about the African-American experience. And Falcon's like, he's out of line, but he's right. That's like a meme now. Like, that's like a heavy meme. That's a heavy-powered meme. Like, another amazing show. From the very beginning, too.
Yeah.
Those first 20 minutes is just Falcon flying around doing shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, it feels
Come on, we got Zemo dancing. How
we
can
got
you
the
not like
Zemo
that show?
dance. Man, it feels like a long time from that show, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2.5 years. That
Yo,
was
bro.
2021.
Yeah.
It's
And
that-
I was in the thick of the pandemic.
I was gonna say that's what makes it feel so fucking.
Yeah,
real.
I was in the thick of the pandemic. God damn.
Yeah.
bro,
Yeah.
that show said what we all wanted to say, and that's why people don't like it because it didn't go political. Well, it went political, but it wasn't political. It was the fucking truth.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but that's what they don't like. They don't
Yeah.
want that kind of
Yeah.
expose of the truth.
It's woke
It was-
propaganda.
Yeah.
It was the fucking truth. The problem.
The funny thing is that that's exactly how people acted in the comics, hearing that there was a black Captain America.
Yeah.
It's great how just art imitates life
Yep.
at that point.
Now, it might sound a little bit out of line coming from this, but the fact that we get a talk about Isaiah Bradley, we get to talk about Steve and Bucky couldn't have known what it would have been for a black man to pick up the shield. And at the end, oh, you Black Falcon. No,
No,
I'm
It's
not
Captain
Black
America.
Falcon. I'm not Black Captain America. I'm just Captain America.
yeah, great moment.
Like that's another fucking thing where, again, if you look at the connective tissue where people are like, oh, they made Captain America black. No. Another person.
Yo.
took the
Captain
mantle of
America
Captain
made
America.
Captain America black. Yeah,
Yeah.
Captain America gave him that shield.
And you going off of Zemo, everybody that had the super soldier serum, he wanted to kill,
No.
except for Steve.
Because
He
he
said
was the one time that it was right.
Yeah.
He was like, that's the one time it worked.
Steve-
Literally everyone else has not worked.
Because you can't trust people with that power.
Yeah.
Yo, why? Because everybody, perfect fucking example. We go to my boy John Walker. He saw, I can't keep up with them, with the Flag Smashers. I can't hang. I can't do anything. I have to take the fucking super soldier serum to level the playing field. But what did Steve Rogers do from the beginning? I'm going there to stop them. I cannot let them continue doing what they're doing. Be damned if I'm on the same level or not. That's the reason why it worked for him. And it doesn't work for anybody else. Because everybody else just sees the power.
Yeah.
Where Cap was just like, I want to do this regardless if you give this to me or
Yeah.
not. If this is the only way you're going to allow me to do it, then give it to me.
Yeah.
But this is not why I'm doing it.
Because this is the thing. With everyone else, that's an enhancement. That's a way to one up you. With Steve, that was a way to make the fight fair.
Yeah. Great.
'Cause-
Oh my God.
Because whether he had it or not, I could do this all day.
Yeah, he was gonna be out there.
Yeah.
If y'all would have let him join earlier without the super soldier serum, he would have been fighting.
Yep.
My man
I
was
would have died,
mad.
sadly, but
I would have been like, oh, I can't go to war. I get to stay back here and just chill and live life and not have to worry about the 18,000 little men shooting me. And you know what? I'm gonna stay right here because I'm a pussy. That's why I give props to Cap all the time. That's why I give props to vets all the time because it just can't be. I hate people who disrespect veterans.
Actually.
How would you ever? Oh, it's just, they make horrible decisions. Shut up. How could you ever disrespect the veteran? I could never. I don't think I'm a pussy, bro. And not only about being a pussy, it's just, I don't think I would ever have that will. You know what I'm saying? To do that, say you did it, conquer it. That's crazy. So the fact that he was ready to do that with or without the super soldier serum, it reminds me of one of my favorite things about the Predator movie, where Arnold finds a way to get out of there. You put the mud on, he can't see you. Sneak out of there. He's like, no, I'm going to use this mud and I'm going to finish the fucking job. I'm going to kill. Now that he can't see me coming. I'm going to take him out. Me? I would have bounced.
My man would have been in the hotel room covered in mud.
Yeah. I would have covered myself in mud, and I would have made like some kind of little knapsack and just fill that up with mud in case I needed reserves. And I would have walked. I would have been the whole time just what?
Cavs, they would have told Cavs like, "Yo, there was nothing else you could do." Nah, man, he told me to get to the chopper. I listened.
Man. Bro, go back and see what's left of all these fuckers.
Yeah.
So
Cavs
this
would-
motherfucker, this brains, right? Look.
Yeah, I can see it now. Cavs that have showed up covered in mud, and it's like, what happened? Like, there's an alien who killed everybody. It's like, you killed them? Like, nah, he just left. He had his fill. He got in his little ship and he left.
Bro.
So I was ready to fuck him up. That's why I'm covered in mud.
Bro.
I was going to kick his ass, but the motherfucker ran like a bitch.
Yo, he saw
I
me
was-
covered in mud. He said, "Oh, that nigga crazy," and left.
I was running. I fell into this mud, and then I ain't see the motherfucker no more. I thought to myself, maybe I could go wash it off, but no, I had to come and report this. Y'all see what's going on out there? The whole team is done. Like,
Yo, but I was gonna fight him though. I
I
had him.
swear to God,
And,
I was
and
gonna
half
do
the
it.
force is chopped down because of my man Jesse the Body had to unload 17,000 rounds in that
You're
motherfucker.
gonna find number shell casings. Bro, you kidding me? I would have left. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Steve Rogers he wanted to fight. That's absolutely absurd. I think that's if that's one thing that I could, I'll let you go. Then I'm gonna go because I'm about to switch the topic.
And another thing, when you look at that series, is if you look in the comics, he really wanted Bucky to have the shield in the comics as Bucky's way to atone and to gain redemption. And he told Tony, like, yo, watch over him to make sure that he's using this to redeem himself and to get him out of where he was. In the MCU, for the direction they were going, that wasn't needed. What was needed was for Cap to turn around and go, I know why I picked up this shield and why the shield fell into my lap. I need somebody who also recognizes the weight of the situation, the severity of what it means to pick up this shield, and the ability to know that this shield does not need to be used as a weapon all the time in order for the symbolization of Captain America and for what he stands for to be effective.
Facts.
And who is the embodiment of that? Sam.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he got the shield over Bucky in the movies. Because it wasn't necessary for that character to have the shield. We still have him going through his redemption arc without it.
And it was and the line that he gives to Sam, it's like, bro, Steve can't be wrong about this, because if he was wrong about you, then he was wrong about me. So it was still, in a way, kind of like his redemption vicariously through that shield.
Yeah.
Like, bro, pick up the shield. What are you doing? And then that whole moment was like, damn, bro, my bad. I didn't even think for 1 second what it meant for a black dude to pick the shield up. My fault, dog. I'm sorry. But again, that kind of brought Bucky to his own redemption arc again. But we all know the real reason why he got that shield, because told us. Cap knew exactly what he was doing when he gave it to a black man. He was gonna solve racism. That's what he tried to do.
Yo, because in actuality, to Steve Rogers, Sam is not black. He's not white.
Yeah,
he's just
Sam.
a good fucking man.
He's a good soldier. He's a good man. He's a good soldier.
That shield is Moliere, and you earn the right to fucking wield it.
You have the honor to pick it up. Yep.
Yo,
yeah.
To further that point, Tony Stark said, that shield don't belong to you. So he dropped it there. And the next time you see Tony even remotely go to touch it is when he takes it out of his trunk and hands it back.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that does belong to him, Tony.
Yeah.
That does belong to him.
Technically, it belongs to Wakanda still.
Yeah.
Hey, no. The Wakandans allowed him to have it.
Yeah.
I've never, you never see another person so worthy of a fucking super soldier serum, worthy of fucking metal that is so rare that they fight wars for. They just hand this shit to this man multiple times. That's like going, I got a brand new fucking baby You don't trust nobody. Steve Rogers, here you go.
Yeah, you're the only one that could. Yeah, like Steve Rogers could come into the house even with COVID.
Yeah.
He got. Yeah, it's all right, Steve. Get in here. What's up, bud?
Coming for the real thing.
Yeah, it's funny that's what I was gonna say. If I can pinpoint on one of the most positive things about Phase 4 and Phase 5, we've gotten some, and I guess this is kind of cheap because the MCU and Disney have always been good at this. Obviously, Iron Man, who started this, but we got some pretty fun characters.
Yeah.
We got Shang-Chi and Aquafina.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We got Kate Bishop. We had Yelena already. But, I mean, technically, Yelena was Phase 4.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Black Widow's a Phase 4 movie about a Phase 3 problem.
Exactly. So we got her. Again, we got Makari. We got U.S. Agent, which, listen, I get that U.S. Agent was a douchebag, but that's what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
He did a great job at it. We got Isaiah Bradley. We got some great Lokis. Shout out to Alligator Loki. Shout out to OG Loki. Shout out to Kid Loki.
Sylvie.
Can't wait to see Kid Loki. Shout out to Sylvie. Shout out to He Who Remains. Jonathan Majors.
One that's left.
Beating the fucking case. Let's go. Baby. We beat cases out here.
The one that's left.
Yo, Krills. Keep that. Yo, I'm gonna talk to you, Krills. You're gonna have to put something a little bit more on Debo, but I'm gonna hear you. Let me talk to you. Because Eckler, yeah. I miss my receivers. There's just always been some good characters.
Oh,
we
my
got
God.
Zemo.
This is how stupid I am. I read that and thought he was pitching somebody to be Debo and then like next Friday.
Debo Samuel. Which his name is really like Tyshawn, apparently. It's Tyshawn something, and he just named himself Debo, which is hilarious because he does kind of play like Debo. But yeah, we got Zemo. We got a bunch of cool people, bro.
Yeah.
Which un cocotazo. Wish we would have seen more of him.
Yep.
Yeah.
That would have been nice.
Yep. And listen, we also got an extension. We actually get to see the whole world now because in phases 1, 2, and 3, it was mostly America or like one little part of the world that they were attacking or some shit like that. Now with the blip,
and then space.
But now with the blip, we get to see MI6 agents. We get to see all the everyone around the world is invested in this. We're all fighting.
We was in Cairo. We was in Pakistan.
Yeah.
We was in Pakistan. You know, way back. We've been everywhere these last couple phases.
I saw somebody bring up the fact that the time travel in Miss Marvel broke the rules of Endgame. To which I would posit that Endgame's time travel was a necessity, was a functionality of necessity, where the time travel for Miss Marvel was actually a functionality of destiny. Like, it doesn't break the rule because where she needed, like, all that was already preordained to happen. Where in Endgame, that was if this shit doesn't work, we're screwed.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, Kamala.
It's a nexus point.
She needed to see where it started because her grandmother had already saw it. Her grandmother told her about the fucking lights and the stranger and all that shit, and it turned out to be her. So it doesn't break the explanation or the use of time travel. It's just a different.
And you're talking about that old Aisha sent Kamala back so that she can throw the little stones that will lead grandma away to
Because like I said, at the beginning, the very beginning, the whole rift between the grandmother and the mom was the grandmother was like, I saw this shit happen. And nobody believes me.
But
So
that was Aisha sending back Kamala so that Kamala could do that for baby grandma so she could get away.
Yeah. So that paradoxical
everything was already there.
Existed.
Yeah.
Before we even got to the end game shit.
Yeah.
Because it serves a different function in storytelling.
Yes.
And as much as we would like to put reality and all this shit in our thing or escapism or whatever, you're telling a story. I mean, the story has to be functional for what it is, and you have to realize that there's different ways to tell the same story.
Yeah. They're keeping it interesting though, instead of just well, we have to say it anyway, so it's there. It's like, no, there's something that adds to it that keeps you intrigued in it.
And also what I alluded to this earlier in the beginning.
Yeah.
Magic is a gateway to the multiverse and timelines, and that doesn't have to follow rules.
Yeah,
because like you said, that was her preordained to do it. Anyone with that gauntlet is gonna go into that position and have to save baby grandma.
Yeah.
It was just Kamala Khan. It was her turn.
Yeah. That was good. Goddamn. Good show.
Yeah.
Good show.
One of the
and some more great characters in there too. Aisha was dope.
Yeah.
She was cool as hell.
And I don't care what anybody says.
That is top tier.
Yeah. But what the fuck? Tatiana Maslany?
There it is.
Yeah. Her portrayal of She-Hulk was fucking great.
She did incredible. Incredible.
That was just perfect casting.
Yes. Which is something we shouldn't be surprised about Marvel anymore. If that's the one thing they have consistently done throughout the time, is great casting.
I'll say it like this: the nitty and gritty of the thing, She-Hulk needed better writing. She-Hulk needed a better projection of where they wanted to go.
Yeah.
And actual give us what you say you were gonna give us. Secret Invasion just needed longer episodes. Take those things away, and it was still good to watch.
Mm-hmm.
We got Gravik.
Yes, another great character.
And his speech and all that other shit. And I don't give a shit who he said that shit to. That shit is fucking cathartic.
No.
How many people fucking hold that resentment to other people that make them do shit that they didn't really want to do in hopes of bettering themselves and bettering their lives?
Yeah, and overall just acceptance.
Yeah,
right.
I want to point out,
Leon, She-Hulk definitely had problems. We're not saying no, but there was some good stuff in there, and they could have built on a lot of the shit. We just needed some more good lawyer stuff. Yeah.
I just want to point out to anybody who's playing the home game, as I like to say, if you look at that scene where Gravik is, giving all the expedition dump to Fury at the end, if you really know Nicholas J. Fury, he wouldn't have given a shit, because Nick Fury is sitting there like, yo, we all have to make hard choices. I still have to stop you. I still have to kill you. I still have to prevent you from doing whatever the fuck it is your plan is. So he would have said all that to Nick Fury, and it still would have played out the same way it did. Where I forget her name now, but
Emilia Clarke.
Yeah. Whatever her character's name is. Gaia. There you go. Where I should remember that, because isn't Gaia another word for Earth?
Or Mother Earth.
Yeah. But it played out the same way it would have. Gaia took all that information in, and there was no sympathy. She just went, fuck it, I'm going to whoop your ass now. So it played out the exact same way, whether he said it to Real Fury or to Gaia.
Yeah.
And somebody made mention.
So, you know how I know how I can prove it? Instead of shooting Rhodey in the hand or the leg, he waited until Rhodey made him pull the trigger and take him out. Because Fury doesn't fucking care. The mission is, there's nothing ever more important than the mission.
And listen, someone made mention to the whole Super Scroll shit, like how do they know how to use the powers and the whole misproportion thing. I'm sorry, Emilia Clarke is a small woman. Jason Momoa looked huge next to her. Batista is a professional wrestler. For people who are playing the home game, professional wrestlers make football players look small. Batista probably at the time was 250, but when he was a professional wrestler was 300 something pounds.
Yep.
His arm in relation to her body is fucking huge.
It's supposed to look big, yeah. Like
no, it is huge. Think about this. You puny motherfuckers, you put your hoodie on and your girl takes your hoodie and that shit is huge on her.
Yeah.
Imagine the fucking relation to fucking Batista.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
This is what I don't understand. Is it that hard for you to grasp the fact that a huge fucking guy's arm is going to look huge on a little person's body?
Yeah.
Again, they're looking for the smallest shit to be able to complain about because.
And here's another thing. How do they know how to use the powers? They shapeshift. They have powers. They know what it feels like.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. We've seen that happen so much throughout comic books, though, where you just grab onto a person and take their power, you just use it. Literally, that's what the Human Torch was doing when he started sucking up everybody's powers.
Yeah, Rogue. You're muted, Cap.
That's what happens.
The original Super Skrull in that movie.
You feel me? Yeah, exactly. So it's like, this is what superheroes do. Like, y'all nitpicking. This is nitpicking.
They're doing it just to be able to argue. It's more of that.
Yeah, there's a difference between like critical thinking and nitpicking.
There's got to be at some point. So, beginner's luck, right? Mm-hmm. How many times have you seen somebody who, like, let's say basketball, doesn't know how to dribble, doesn't know how to form of shooting or whatever, but will go out there and outshoot somebody in the beginning because it just, at a certain point, just like an instinctual thing kicks in and whatever they're doing is just good enough. So you're falling, you're cycling through shit in your head. What the fuck can I do? And Mantis's shit pops up. And just instinctually, you got to be able to feel what the fuck this is doing to you.
Yeah,
and the way that they explained the Skrulls was they could take their memories. You have their DNA. You have to know something about these people.
And this is a crazy machine that we don't quite understand how it works.
Yeah,
like they just put everything in there, and I'm guessing that they put the instructions in there too, bro.
I was gonna say, I feel like that would be connected to the DNA.
Yeah, like
because you would have to have, you would have to have the powers associated with them. But when she did that whole thing with Mantis, she said sleep.
Yeah.
That's Mantis popped out of her. Said sleep.
Facts. Yeah, facts.
That has to be connected. Like that could be the easiest thing to just be able to understand this. But no, they have to nitpick. Like think about that. If you just took 2 seconds, be like, well, it's in their DNA, so that has to tell them already how to fucking do this.
Because how pissed off will all of us be if they got every person's power and they just had a fist fight
and they couldn't use it?
They couldn't use anybody's power.
Dude, what was that movie? Meteor Man?
Yeah.
When he was going through and like.
Let's be careful what you're going to say about Meteor Man. Oh, wait, he was grabbing the magazines?
Yeah, when they were grabbing the magazine and didn't know what the fuck was going on or which one to grab. Like
the funny one when he grabbed the girls' magazine and
they started voguing.
They started voguing. Meteor Man is a good movie. It's
Really
old.
is. It really is.
Yo, the only thing I'll give you is blowing a hole through somebody's chest who has extremis.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Shouldn't have worked.
Shouldn't have worked. Maybe
But-
with a dedicated, maybe with the right blast, but
But
it's far fetched.
Here's the one thing we will say. Here's the one thing I'll say, right? Because we're supposed to be positive. Maybe extremis, right? Extremis deals with rebuilding the body cells using the energy. That's why it's heat and all that, blah, blah, blah. You were hit with cosmic radiation.
Take out enough.
But cosmic radiation already alters the body. So maybe that's why it worked. It's because if you put any human tissue in any type of do not do this. Do not do this. But you stand in front of your microwave for too fucking long, and it ain't gonna be pleasant for you.
I'm gonna do it.
No,
That reminds me of the Donald Trump shit where the edit that they made online with Kamala Harris, where she's like, "Don't come, and then Donald Trump was like, "I'm gonna come." Please do not try that at home. Microwaves can be dangerous.
Yeah.
At such a close rate for so long.
Yeah.
Do not stand in front of your microwave.
Also, now we could also say that some of those powers cancel each other out. Some of it doesn't stick to you that well. You know what I'm saying? Because she is a Skrull, and to adopt some of these powers, maybe she needs to adopt her DNA to them. And if her DNA isn't gonna be Groot, she can't be Groot the whole time.
Yo, I said it before that there's an easy way out of this whole she's got all the power shit. You know how in life, if you get an organ transplant or something, sometimes the body rejects.
Yeah.
The body, from what I've known, the body can reject immediately, or sometimes you could have it in there and it seems good.
And then it starts to
And then the body turns around like a day or two, a week later, and it's like, wait a minute, this ain't supposed to be here. Like,
or like, you know, it's like you can just it may be, obviously you need to keep your tools sharp, right?
Yeah.
It could be a situation where it's like she hasn't, like, later on as a way to address this. It could be like, man, somebody could tell her, yo, you do the mantis thing to sleep. And she's like, yo, I haven't used that in a minute. I kind of like just forgot about that.
Yeah.
Like, all I'm saying is that there's so much things to really critique. For example, the conversation we had last week about the death of Maria Hill. That's something we can go ham about. We talk about powers in a comic book adaptation about fucking aliens who have been infiltrating everyone we've known and loved for the last 20 some odd years. Like, come on, guys, you could grab onto anything else.
yo,
And to be honest, the last fight was kind of cool. It looked like a Dragon Ball fight. They were just
How fucking long you want this fight to be?
like, yo, it was better than the Agatha and Wanda fight. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude, not to mention the fact that nobody once questioned, well, how long did Gravik have his abilities? Was he practicing them every day?
Yeah,
The original Super Skrull in the comics, they literally just like Fantastic Four powers. You go, and he went in and fucked up everybody.
Yeah, like it's weird that, and again, that just goes to the toxic shit that we're talking about. Maybe people are over it. Maybe some people are just tired of like keeping up. I mean, yo, it has been a task to keep up with the MCU. It has, and a lot of these content creators, you just said it, so it's easy to make that kind of raunchy, kind of like brash content because two things are going to happen. People are going to disagree with you and engage, or people are going to agree with you and engage. It's engagement regardless. So it's a good tactic. I remember this one dude, like, my whole thing is I've seen so many people bash the MCU for Phase 4 and 5, but they ain't never talk about it before. You literally just joining the train. I ain't never seen it throughout your whole content page. I've never seen you once talk about the MCU.
Yeah.
Now that it's the cool thing to shit on the MCU, or you out shit.
Yo,
And that's exactly it. It's following a trend. That's all this
to
becomes.
Gab's point about that too much shit, maybe. Phase 1 had 6 movies in it.
Yo.
Phase 4 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 movies. And then we're talking about how many Disney Plus shows.
Yeah.
Like, that's a drastic jump.
Yeah.
In what you gotta now fucking
and the movies are longer now, no? I mean, I think it's maybe the standard 2. And it's like you got to do, and now we're getting into real obscure characters, because although Iron Man wasn't a household name, it was still Iron Man.
Yeah.
Captain America, still Captain America. You knew who the Hulk was.
Dude, picture this. What's easier for me to explain to you? Billionaire gets hurt by his own tech, designs a mechanized suit to prevent people from using his tech to destroy the world. Or
the TVA.
Some dude has split personality. There's 3 of them in there. They don't know about it. They know about each other, but they don't know which one's real. A fucking god came down, made him a champion. Now he dresses in all white. Like, that already just sounds way more absurd.
Facts. And it's funny because like I mentioned, probably my favorite thing of this phase, maybe like all the other phases, is the characters that we were introduced to. Yo, with Moon Knight, we got 3 characters in one.
Yo, magic. Yo,
And
perfectly.
all 3 were fucking great. All 3 were
Perfectly.
great.
And we didn't even get the 3rd one up until the very end, but we knew he was there.
We got the 3rd one. I think it was either episode 3 or episode 5 when he was driving in the Jeep with his ex-wife.
Yes.
And he started talking with that accent. He's like, "No, what do you mean?" That was the 3rd one.
But what I'm saying, it wasn't even deliberate.
Yeah.
And we just finally got confirmation of that 3rd one. Jake at the end, he was the one that was blacking out and waking up this bloody bodies everywhere.
And that was the perfect thing to go. Are we bugging?
Yeah.
Is he really in that insane asylum, or is he really the split personality? That it fucked with us.
Yeah.
Moon Knight was some of the best phase 4 we've gotten. Like easy.
I'm never gonna forget. You want to talk about like good writing and powerful shit? I'll take the steak. Which one? The best bit.
Yeah.
The steak.
The best bit. Because my man is mad vegan.
And he missed by days his one opportunity that was given to him.
Yeah.
Like the heartbreak. Just that the best bit.
Poetry.
Like that's the one thing I think you can take from all these, even the bad movies. You can always pinpoint to one scene, one character, one actor or actress who has a performance that you're like, yo, that the Ant-Man Quantumania. Say what you want about the movie, but Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror was on point.
It was.
Fucking say what you want about She-Hulk. We already talked about Tatiana Maslany's performance. Daredevil showed up. He was pitch perfect.
Always.
For his thing.
Charlie,
Wong,
we don't deserve Charlie.
Yeah.
Wong in Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
Wong, yo, I'm the Sorcerer Supreme now. I'm the captain now.
Yo, the whole thing of, wouldn't you feel solace in the fact that they're safe somewhere else?
Yo, so good. So good. Like how he was more of a mom than mom. Like that's what a mother would say. Like making that hard decision of putting your kids up for adoption because you know they're better off without you. How crazy is that to even believe or think that for 5 seconds? And Juan really was like, yo, just, be all right with the fact that they good somewhere. And not only that, when Strange, when Strange was like, when she catches herself, she's like, you never said her name, which pissed me off because it's like, damn, Wanda, you're going to get caught up like that? Damn, Wanda. But just seeing Strange's face, like, damn, Wanda, are you serious? It got you? Wanda, what have you been doing this whole time? To see the concern on Strange's face. Because, bruh, obviously Strange went to her because she was the most powerful sorceress in the planet at the moment. So, of course, he's going to go to her. But to find out that she's the one doing all of this, his face, like, damn. It's been good. There's been some good. We'll right the ship again. I think we just have to we gotta lay it back a little bit on the. I think the real problem here is the TV shows.
Yeah,
it's too much TV shows.
Yeah, I think the quantities will ruin the spectrum of it a bit. Yeah, the quantity.
It could be that, but another component of that is the inconsistency.
Yeah.
Of, well, this one's 9 episodes. This one's 6 episodes. This one's a half hour long. This one's an hour long. This one's a half hour. This one's not. This one's it.
Yeah, them wanting to fulfill. Oh, if we give them enough, they'll be. But it's like, no, give us quality over quantity at this point.
Yeah.
That way we have something. We'll take less movies, less shows, if you give us quality shows and movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we'll take one of each a year, as long as it's a good one of each.
Yeah.
So that way we can. You can't please everyone.
We want the hour. Me and Toe want the hour.
No, I'll take an hour at least, but it's like, make it so it's worth it.
Should we release shows in their entirety?
Well, we're about to find out because they're gonna do that with Echo.
Wait, is Echo happening?
Yeah, Echo's coming out, I think in November, and they're dropping it all at once.
Okay.
So somebody mark this question down, and once we binge Echo in a weekend, we can come back and say, is it better with the whole thing out at once?
No.
Or segmented?
Okay.
I want multiple fucking shows. Because here's the thing. Like we alluded to before.
I'm okay with it. Give me all the content. I'm fine.
Yeah,
I live for having Marvel shows to watch, bro.
We have opened up a multiverse, a multi-timeline. We opened up an infinite amount of shit right now. I want this shit to be like watching the fucking news.
Yeah.
Just think about this. Y'all talking about there's too many shows. There's too many this. There's Chicago PD, there's Chicago Med, and Chicago Fire. Dick Wolf also got fucking Law and Order SVU, Law and Order Criminal Intent, Law and Order What Happened in the Bodega, Law and Order at Night.
Isn't that the longest? Isn't Homegirl the longest running character on a TV show?
Yeah.
From London. She's the longest running TV character.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And no one has a problem with this.
Yeah.
There's 782,000 novellas.
Yeah.
You're telling me one MCU fucking TV show is too much.
This motherfucker spitting right now, son. This motherfucker spitting right now.
We were trying to find a positive tone.
Yeah. No, but that's the thing, though. That's too
positive.
much.
That is positive. It's not enough.
Yeah.
This motherfucker is spitting right now, son.
Yo, I can never ever defend the fact someone says it's too. Now, if we were doing 75 shows on one character, that's too much for him. But if we're doing multiple, we have multiple writers, multiple characters, multiple studios. That's not too much.
I agree for the casuals. It might have been too much. And and not only that, it's just, man, these people clearly need a break. So we need more manpower. But you know what? Can I tell you what the solution is? We just need another Feige.
One for TV.
We need Jon Favreau to be Feige number 2.
No.
I just threw out a name, Cap. I just threw out a name. It could be another one, but someone needs to help Feige out.
Come
No,
on, man.
yo.
You did Chef, okay? I think you could do this.
Yo,
Yep.
the thing is
When
this.
he's doing Mandalorian, yeah.
No, well,
I mean, we can't have that Mandalorian and give y'all 2 good seasons.
but yo,
Or was it just 1? What's 2 good seasons?
it's 3, right?
There's 3 seasons. 2
of them were
2.5.
good. Uh-huh.
But 2.5. The problem is that it's trending wrong.
Okay.
You know, well, this is the problem. You give me 6 of anything, and there's a fucking problem. But here's the thing. Here's my pitch.
You need more than 6 chicken nuggets.
Yeah, I need more than 6.
I need a 20 piece.
Yeah, I need more than 6 episodes.
I'll
But
take a 10, but I would prefer a 20.
You know why? You know why people are saying there's too much? There's too much Marvel? Because one person fucking suggested it.
Yeah.
And it's easier to fucking co-sign with him than to fucking come up with a solution. Because let's fucking face the facts. Originality is dead.
Yeah.
So what do? We piggyback off of everybody else's shit. I'm sitting here telling y'all there is an infinite amount of comic books out there. There's characters we never heard of. There's story arcs we never seen. Some of them are not as big as a fucking Avengers movie, but a TV show, perfect. They had what, 8 seasons of the fucking Flash? Not all of them were good.
Yeah.
But you're telling me that you can't give me fucking 13 episodes of Moon Knight? A couple seasons of that shit? Like you don't have a plethora of fucking comic books that you could draw stories from?
Like Loki didn't need to be 2 seasons. It could have been 1 season of 12 episodes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
But
you could do it kind of like, because a lot of TV shows are doing the half season now.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yo, we'll give you 6 now, we'll give you another 6 later. Yeah.
And that I wouldn't even mind either. So you stretch it out, but make those 6 longer.
Yeah.
So it's not fucking we're done, and then it's like
and here's another thing. I don't want to hear shit about there's too many Marvel shows when we literally got 17 fucking shows about people on the island fucking each other. There's so many fucking reality TV shows out there.
There's multiple shows.
Yeah, there's multiple shows. And then there's shows about people in the house fucking each other.
Yeah.
Like it's just,
we literally watched fucking 6 people on the Jersey Shore.
Yeah. And they're still doing that shit.
Yeah, but that's not too much.
And they're all old with kids now. And it's a fucking,
but that's not too much. God forbid we have a fucking superhero.
That's hilarious. Bro. This motherfucker is spitting, bro.
Yeah, I did that shit for 10 years. Jesus.
Real quick.
Yeah.
2 things I want to say. 1, yes, there are a million shows about people on the island either finding love or cheating on their spouse or whatever, but they don't all interconnect. I don't need to watch Love Island to see what happened on Temptation Island or to figure out what happened on the other show. So there's an abundance there, but you can pick one and just go with it. 2, this is my original thought here. It's starting the same thing, the same reason why I walked away from actually reading comics. It's happening now with the shows. It's starting, at least for me, to get tedious. And it's starting for me to feel less like I want to and more like I have to.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
And with if you add more to it, now you're adding more to the shit that I have to, like, to be completely honest. What do you call it? Guardians 3? Good movie. I did not really want to go to the theater to see it.
I think that's just kind of like.
But I went because we're doing the show. The Marvels, only really gonna see, regardless of if I think it's actually gonna be good or not. I'm gonna go see it because of the show. Like the Ahsoka Tano show, that's something I want to watch. I'm gonna be watching that even if this is our last podcast and we don't ever do this shit again. I want to watch that one.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting harder for me with all this shit to want to partake anymore.
So what you're saying is that you want nothing but shows that you can watch in your house. Got it.
No,
Got it.
What I'm saying is,
I was gonna
I'm
say, I
saying
think this
is-
Cap telling us he's leaving the show.
Yo, he's been
what
saying
I'm
that for a year.
I can see how the
He's been
casual
saying that
viewer,
since the Eternals.
I can see how the casual viewer is starting to now be overwhelmed
I can see it too.
because now let's put what do you call? We told during the
I
weekend.
agree.
we just
I
told-
agree with Toe, but I hear what you're saying.
No, I can see why if you still have the itch for it, then yeah, you're not going to be satiated. You're going to want more. But I could see where there's a world where we told somebody over the weekend. They were like, "Oh, I didn't finish Secret Invasion," and both of our assessment was you don't have to.
Yeah.
So now, if it's starting to get to the point where, all right, you don't have to watch this one, you don't have to watch that one, you don't have to watch this one, maybe watch Loki, but you don't have to watch this one.
That's the problem. Back then, we didn't have a choice. When Ant-Man came out, you watched Ant-Man because you knew he was going to be in the next one. And the thing about the interconnectivity, there's too much to connect now.
Yeah.
So it's like not everything can connect.
But all right.
So when you skip things, or when things don't connect, you can say, yeah, I don't got to watch that one. My point, I always bring it up. We had to watch Captain Marvel. We had no choice. They slid that shit in months before Infinity War. Like, yeah, here, go watch that real quick. And in 6 months, we'll see you for the good shit. You know, so again, both of the arguments here are, there's no wrong argument between the both of y'all here.
Yeah.
Like, I get both, but honestly, just give me a, bro, I want to go watch The Flash. Like, it's beyond Marvel for me. It's the comic book movie. Yo, son, the other day, I just went on a tear watching comic book animated shit. It's just I'm not gonna go to the theater. I just watched the Turtles. I'm not gonna go to the theater to watch Oppenheimer. Sorry, that's just not my thing. I'm gonna go to the theater to watch comic book movies and video game movies. That's just what I do now. So the more you want to give me, the better. But I can totally understand where you're coming from, Cap. And honestly speaking, can we just it's time to just make an AMC channel. Yeah. That's it. Just make an AMC channel and make it a monthly payment, like $30, and all the movies, just watch it right there. Enough with the movies.
Yo, put it with your fucking
$30.
your A-lister shit.
I mean, you know, every movie that comes out in a month, you get a shot to see it at the crib. Yo, the Black Widow movie cost $30 when it dropped on Disney Plus. That's one movie.
Yeah.
$30 a month, so you can watch every movie that drops on an AMC channel. Son,
Yeah.
I'm with
and
that.
yo, and you can get the card to watch that shit for free if you wanted to go to the movies. Let's say you fuck it, I want to see this in the big screen. Your membership will be the free movie ticket that you go there, because even Cap said it. They make their money off of concessions.
Yeah, and then and with this, and you can slide if you look AMC channel, $30 a month. Every new movie that comes in, you can watch it in the comfort of your own home. But you know what? If you decide to go watch it in the theater, you can swipe your card and a free popcorn and soda on us. That way, they have their deal with the movie theater. The movie theater gets paid for their concessions. You're probably going to buy more concessions because now you have a free popcorn and a soda. Oh, you're going to want to put something on that. You're going to put some snow caps on that.
Get a hot dog.
You're going to get a hot dog on that. You already got the refill now. You got, bro, the soda's one of the biggest issues over there. The soda's is $9. That's crazy. That's 3 2-liters.
Yeah.
That could be 6 2 liters if you get some cheap supermarket shit. Feel me? That's the big problem. So now you got the soda and the popcorn covered. Take a little extra $10 so you can buy the flatbread pizza. Make it 15. Get a little snow caps and some junior mints.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wins. Give me a movie theater channel.
Yeah.
That's it. Cause I hear you, Cap. Like, as great as Guardians was, I wouldn't have mind watching Guardians at the crib.
No.
I would have loved if Flash was at the house and I have to go to the theater for that. I would have loved that. That's what it might have to get to. Movie theater channels.
Yeah, we
You
need
know,
that
yeah.
streaming service. Just fucking there you go.
You know
Hey,
me, I
membership,
needed.
You got it.
I need to go see the theaters.
I still love the theaters. Like I'm, what is the word? Indifferent to it. Like
Yeah.
we could go, cool. But if we don't go, cool.
Same.
I'm
Yeah.
okay. Like the movie theater experience is always going to be great, but I don't know, mate. I'm ready to stay in the theater in the house for some of this shit. And then not only that, nowadays we got sound bars, we got 8K TVs. Like the theater is literally in your house nowadays. There was a time where having a legit sound system, a legit TV, a legit projection system was expensive. Shit is not expensive anymore. I mean, relatively. Sorry, I don't want to come off as, you feel me? But you can get a decent setup. Yo, son, you could buy a 4K TV right now for $300. My dad bought our first CRT TV, 720p, for $3,500. And this was 2005? It's 18 years ago. Nowadays, you could get, plasma TVs were $2,000, bro. 36-inch, 39 and 40 inch. You can get them shits for nothing now. And let alone, don't let a Black Friday deal come around. You're getting TVs for $150. Bro, I figured it out for everybody, bro. Just movie theater channels.
Yeah.
Essentially, it was pay-per-views. I'm not reinventing the wheel here. It's just pay-per-views. Remember those?
Yeah.
I'm not reinventing the wheel. It's just that. Honestly, it's funny because we left cable to go to streaming services, and it's just cable anyways.
Yo, dude, they're gonna eventually
bring cable back.
Yeah, they're gonna bring cable back with all the streaming services.
Just bring cable back with streaming services, and that's it.
That's if the streaming services last that long.
Exactly.
But I'll tell you one thing though. If you're gonna bring back fucking cable, that shit better fucking broadcast in 4K too.
100%. 100%.
Because the amount of money you fucking pay on cable to get that shit looking like it's a sharp 1080p on my 4K TV, kiss my dick.
Yeah, for real. And not only that, I need y'all to do something on y'all side about that megahertz. Like I do not want to see blackness for 2 seconds before I go to the next channel. It is 2023. Flick my damn channel.
Yo, for real.
Flick my channel.
I should have pressed the menu button, go into the kitchen, stand in front of my microwave, and come back, and the shit still ain't pop up yet.
I could do my taxes while that shit is loading.
Yeah.
Cut it out. Cut it out.
For real.
It's 2023. We got AI. Like, anytime someone says something can be done, I just say, yo, we got AI. Figure it out.
Yo, that's one of the major problems right now is the over-reliance of
figure it out. I mean, yo, bro, we're going to that Wall-E world. Yo, not even to get conspiracy theorists on y'all, right? But I'm gonna do it. You see how nowadays you see all these like flash mobs are just like going into stores and just robbing everywhere?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I think that's just a plot to remove stores. I think these people are just let them go. No minor punishment if we catch those people. Let them rob. That way you just get rid of stores. Everyone in their house, in their hover chairs, ordering food and shit until we're all fat and can't move like Wall-E.
Yeah, because it's more expensive to...
Literally, it's more expensive to have a store.
No, it's more expensive to shop online. Because you get everything on sale, but then you got to pay the shipping.
Well, yeah. It's more, what I meant, it's more expensive for the retailer. Because they got to pay the rent and all that. Whereas if it's just an online store, here, just take it. We'll ship it to you. Don't worry about it. We win. I'm telling you, I don't like to be a conspiracy theorist, but no one is getting punished for doing this shit. I think they want to get rid of stores.
In your world, we no longer need money? We could just order whatever we want in our hover chair?
We can work from home. What do you think is happening?
Yo,
Work from
you know
home
what?
is more and more fucking. Give me the Wally world. I'm good with it.
Dude, any world that leads me to get sugar back in my life, I'm with.
And yo, you can have, if you want a really like good machine, you could just get a hover chair where you can fucking connect the IV to you. So no matter how horribly you eat, you're still gonna be okay. We want you to eat the sugar, Cap. Get
Hold on. Time out. Before we even get what fucking IV dissolves
I don't
you
know,
of
man.
any
We got
fucking
AI.
consequence of bad-
We got AI. The year is gonna be 2050 at this point.
Figure it out.
We're gonna get to a point
But-
where we could just be fat and still
Is it
survive.
just so I guess in mine is just
We're
a
gonna-
steady drip of insulin as I'm
No,
shoving down
Basically,
everything?
as
the
you
grease-
fucking- yo,
The grease that we fry our food in is gonna be better for us than fucking bacon.
facts because of AI.
Yeah, it's gonna fucking reverse engineer our stomach. So
We're
the
gonna
more we
get-
eat, the skinnier we get.
We're gonna get to a point where we're gonna be able to sleep and our mind is gonna work
Muted,
for us.
man.
I'm
We're
not.
gonna be
I'm not.
sleeping and our mind is gonna work for us. Our mind is gonna do the 8 hours. Then we're just gonna wake up and it's time to get in our hover chairs, watch TV, play video games, and order fattening foods.
Okay.
That's the future I want.
I just want to
I'm
point
with
out
you.
for the record while we're still on stream. I fully support the writers. I fully support the actors. I fully
Absolutely.
support the behind the scenes VFX artists. AI should not be used and will not. Hopefully, well, they probably will, but it
AI
should not be used.
AI
For
should be
those
used
industries.
AI should be used in conjunction. Where AI can provide shortcuts to these people, I feel like it could be okay. But the thing is, with great power comes great responsibility. You give someone AI, they're gonna build a weird sex robot. You know, they're like, that's just people.
Now that's
It's
something I can
unfortunate.
get behind.
Yeah. Hey, yo, that was good. That was
And
good.
on that note, nah.
There you go.
Give me, bro,
That's how you end
No.
it.
give me the Wally world.
Yeah, with hundreds of Marvel fucking TV shows,
So give me all
Yo.
the Marvel.
all of them.
Give me the
Yo.
insulin straight into my
Yeah.
neck.
I'm telling,
Yeah.
I'm telling you right
a
now.
fucking a baconator with globs of fucking Big Mac sauce just dropping all over my
Yeah.
shirt, and my hover chair is gonna fucking clean it and then
Yep.
blow dry it off, and I'm gonna be dry, but I'm gonna
50
be wet again from the sweat that
Yep.
is my fat double chins.
Yep, 56-ounce steaks every goddamn day.
Yo,
And I don't even feel anything about it. That's the
Yeah.
life I want.
That
That's
yeah,
the life.
word.
I'm telling you, we're
That's the
going
life we
into that water.
deserve.
Yeah.
Babs, I don't know how you did it. I started out by going any world that gets me eating sugar again is where I want to be. And your description right now has turned me back the other way where I'm like, yo, fuck that.
I
don't want that shit.
that word. I don't want that word. It was the Baconator. My man drew the line at Baconator.
It was the Mac sauce.
Yo,
He can't eat anything with mayonnaise.
you're right. Yo, before we go, because I
Yeah.
know it's time, there was one point where you can get a Baconator and add as much
Patties, right?
as you wanted, right? Am I bugging? There was somewhere
Yeah.
where you could just keep adding
Yeah.
patties to it, right?
Yeah, that's where the T-Rex burger was created.
Okay.
Because some
got it.
motherfucker said, "Let's add like 8 of them."
See, just Wally, just eat that while the insulin is being shot
Yeah.
into the plug the insulin into the back of my head like the fucking Matrix, and just let me eat all day and fucking watch TV and fucking play video games, and I don't want to move.
I just want to be Bane with fucking all that shit
And
behind
have the
him.
chairs like the beds that goes zzz, so we don't get cold sores on our ass.
Yo, and just at one point, you just fucking have like windshield wipers just washing under my titties, just throwing water on me and just wiping it off.
I never thought in my life I'd be sitting here hearing, hey, let's just eat junk food and play video games all day and not have to worry about money, and sit here and go, nah, I want better for us.
Yeah,
That doesn't sound better.
this,
God,
Better.
yo,
What's better than unlimited Big Macs.
Word. A chocolate
Guys.
lava cake with vanilla ice cream just out of
We
nowhere.
have all
Put
witnessed
that little
history.
drop of water, flop, flop, boom, got it.
We have all witnessed history. The gray
Yo, Ty,
has
bro.
officially made me old.
Ty.
I don't know why would you put that.
Why would you? And on that note,
Hey, Ty.
come back tomorrow for sports.
Ty. My man Ty hadn't said nothing in 2 hours. And that's what you
Word.
with.
He wasn't even listening to us. But yeah,
Yeah, you know why we're being too positive for him? That's why.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
Yeah, there wasn't that much engagement today. We're being too happy. People respond to the negativity.
Next week we'll be back with normal.
Last
negativity.
week, you know
Hey.
what? I'm missing out next week. These two are gonna fight, and we want all the comments. Okay? No,
That's
we
it.
don't want that. We don't want that. I will be here next week. Okay?
I won't be late. Hopefully.
It's all good, man. As long as you made it. I want my Wally chair.
yo,
I want my Wally chair.
and that little fucking robot.
You know, the reason you guys are so fucking scared about it is because it's not far from the truth. This is where we're going. They want to keep us in the house, in chairs, being consumers, eating, and fucking just ordering shit. And the only way they're going to let us do that forever and ever is to inject the insulin into our faces as we fucking
Yep.
do
Why
it.
is it
Yep.
that it keeps moving from where it's getting connected to?
Yeah.
It's like at first it was like we're just getting it injected. Now it's in the neck. Now it's the face.
In the
Later
fucking nape, in the nape, right there. Attack on Titan, our weakest spot, just insulin straight in there.
Yep.
Gabs, you know what? I'm officially out. No, you know why? Because when you talk about insertion shit,
No.
I am not getting a catheter. Fuck that.
Yo, that's literally you're gonna have a catheter just pumping insulin into you,
Home
so
No.
you can, so you
Right
can
into your
eat whatever
fucking
you
insulin.
want. No
Word.
offense, no offense to anybody who needs insulin.
And as-
Obviously, this is a joke.
And as they say on Shark Tank, I'm out.
I'm out.
Yo,
I don't know,
and,
man. I'll see you in 2075.
and the conspiracy is there. The conspiracy there is the rich people get to fuck all the women.
At that point, I am not gonna care about sex.
Dude, at that point, it's just shit even gonna work.
Yeah, like unless you pump the insulin
No.
straight into my.
Yo, listen, your insulin's gonna be in the catheter, and then the fucking Viagra's gonna go up your ass.
And on that note,
And on that note, it's your friendly neighborhood knucklehead signing out. Peace, everybody. Come back tomorrow with the sports. Taquan, shut up.
Be mobile, don't let AI win.
That's right. I want all the fucking shows.
I want all the shows. I want all the Big Macs.
Word. And
Stop
some chicken
making mobile
nuggets.
shows.
I hate having to worry about cholesterol.
Word. And some Skittles.